Night. My name is Billy Floyd. That is
the Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the Kitchen Killers from Orlando, Florida, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday. We do it for free. And tonight we have some maniacs in the kitchen tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Call them maniacs?
Oh, yeah, I would. And thank you guys so much for the love and support. Now do me and the Commodore a solid and prepare your minds, bellies, and souls, ladies and gentlemen, for the show is about to begin. Almost. And whoa! Hello. What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to Friday Night. My name is Billy Floyd. That is
Michelle.
And in the back, we have our fantastic friends and family. Over this past year, we have had such a great time. This is the last Friday Night show of 2022. Thank you guys so much for everything, man. We absolutely love it. Not only are we going to be sitting down with almost everybody in this beautiful kitchen that has brought something delicious and lots of sweets.
So many sweets.
So many sweets. We also have some remote people that will be joining us. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get you in there. Alyssa, you're good. Let's add that one in. Bink. Alyssa's like, this is the camera. Got it. We got it now. So as you can see, the lovely Kaylee Harrison, she's going to be performing a dance that she created specifically for tonight's show, which I'm really, really excited about. We got some great people that are joining us. We got Jeffrey Lerner in the house. There he is right back there bringing a lovely cake from Lainey Lerner, which is fantastic. Zachary Cabral and our floating camera creator right now, Dr. Alyssa Rose, they have brought some delicious strawberries and fudge, which is awesome.
Yes.
We also have Kaylee Harrison. She brought fudge, which is great. We have the one, the only, the magnanimous and the amazing Wolfman who just stepped into the house. That's right. He's got some cheesy bread from Marcos, which is absolutely incredible. I'm so excited, to have that.
Well.
We have Glenn Dell standing there in the back. Fantastic. Now, he is doing wine and cheese pairings tonight, which I'm really looking forward to. See, he has an entire setup ready to rock and roll, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Then we have Sarah and Jordan. They are in the house tonight. I think they brought the one healthy meal for the evening, which is fantastic. So they brought a delicious salad with some incredible. I'm looking forward to this dressing. I'm really, really happy about this dressing. It's going to be really, really good. We're going to be joined by our good friends Magic Foot Mullis, who just popped into the green room. We also have Shark Tooth Sam that's going to be joining us in a little bit as well, and maybe even the 5-minute professor himself, Bill Keevan, might be jumping in. So tonight is a big celebration. It is a party, and it is a massive thank you from KitchenKillaz, from myself and our entire crew and our whole family, to everybody that's been a part of this beautiful year as we bring this 2022 to a close, and we bid adieu, as Sarah Schulek says, to 2022, which I'm loving it. Looking forward to 2023 as well. So thank you guys so much. That floating camera back there, that one, is free for anybody to pick up. If you guys see something cool, more than welcome to grab it and walk around and show everybody what's going on. We're going to need somebody to take that beautiful camera and bring it over to Glenn Dell when it is time to do the wine and cheese pairings. That's why I wanted to drop the when it is time. Alyssa's like, let's go! Let's do it right now! So, oh, yeah. It has been a long time. It's been absolutely fantastic. 5 years of Crashing Kitchens, 5.5 years now. And we're working on our 6th year. I'm so excited. 2022 was awesome. A lot of ups, a couple little downs, but that comes with life, man. We persevere. We move through it. And tonight we celebrate a beautiful year with some absolutely incredible people. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, man. Really, 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 really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to say if we can do a couple things. So there's one thing I want to think of. Who should we start with? Should we start with dessert, then go to dessert, have some dessert, maybe some dessert, have a salad, have some bread, and then go back to dessert? I'm thinking that's what we should probably do.
That's a great idea.
And wine all night long.
Yes.
Wine and cheese. So if you guys want to learn about pairings, Glenn Dell is here, the master of wine himself. He will be doing wine and cheese pairings, and from what I understand, he has a bottle of Dom Perignon that he is going to be opening tonight. We'll chat with him a little bit about that later, because it's not just any bottle of Dom Perignon. Mm-hmm. It is of legal age itself, which I'm super excited to delve into. And then at the end of the show, we are going to wrap it up with Kaylee Harrison's favorite song, which I'm really excited about. She has choreographed an entire dance, which I'm really looking forward to. It should be a lot of fun. So a huge shout out to everybody joining us tonight. You, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to make yourselves as comfortable as possible as we chat with our first guest. Right after we chat with the Magic Foot Mullis. Let's see. Shall we start with Alyssa and Zach? I think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's start with Alyssa and Zach. So we're going to chat with Magic Foot Mullis for a couple minutes. Then we're going to bring in Dr. Alyssa Rose and the one and only Zach Cabral. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good night. It is 2022 as we bid adieu to 2022 from KitchenKillaz with some incredible friends and family, not only here, but abroad. that are joining us, even from different time zones.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited about.
That's super exciting.
So it has been a good year. It's been a lot of changes, a lot of moving and shaking. We chatted a little bit about it on Monday. Even for you, a lot of fantastic changes. And today she became like an official driver of Florida.
Yeah, I registered my car. It's
Yes,
Florida
put the license plate on and everything.
Yep.
Oh, I'm super excited. That's good.
I'm here to stay.
We're here to stay. Sorry, Sunshine State. You got a Michelle Hess in the house, baby, and that's what's going to happen. So let's bring in the great Magic Foot Mullis and see what he's got going on. He is joining us yet from another time zone. He's a puddle jumper, man. He's all over the place. He's racking up those sky miles super fast, which is awesome. So he was able to break out a little bit of time for us, which is awesome because I think he just wrapped his day today. So we're going to bring in the great Magic Foot, who hold on a second. Let me just go ahead and get Leia. There we go. She's just been begging to come up here
so nervous.
the entire time. She's going to get some screen time tonight. I think she's just a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
But if you guys enjoy the show, please like it and share it. And we want to give a huge shout out to everybody that is going to be and has been a part of this incredible project. We're going to chat with Magic Foot, and then right after that, we're going to be chatting with Dr. Alyssa Rose and Zach Cabral about the delicious treats that they brought tonight. Not one delicious sweet treat of amazingness, but two.
They brought something else, too.
Oh, they brought something else, too? I did not see it. Oh, we'll get there. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let's chat with Magic Foot. What's up, Josh Mullis? How you doing, baby?
Josh.
Good to see you, dude. Stand by. Hold on a second. Okay, you need to unmute yourself. I tried to unmute you. There you go.
Gotcha.
Yes. Sir, you look like you're in a very comfortable hotel room.
Oh, yes. All the comforts of the stuff and the walls and the lights.
And that beautiful painting back behind you. I like that painting.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
It helps.
It does
on
help.
this side of me. I put it in frame. It's just for you, right there.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. He
Yeah.
wanted the aesthetic.
Yes,
He's like, we got the
definitely.
lamp, we got the curtain, we got the painting in the background. Just really exciting. He's bringing he's bringing out all the stops.
Yep.
Taking out all the stops tonight. So Josh,
do it.
wanted to touch base with you, man. You have been a part of the project for a long time. You've helped us cook a lot, which is super cool. Even during the pandemic, it was pretty much me, you, and the Commodore, and we were here in the house. Everything else was pretty much locked down, but it didn't stop us.
Yep.
And a huge shout out to Josh Mullis. Before Josh, we weren't even in the StreamYard game. It was something we had talked about, but Josh he brought it forward. He was a huge pioneer. He was like, "Yo, let's do this." And I had another IT guy I could bounce ideas off of, and that changed the landscape of the entire show. Yeah. So a huge shout out to Josh. Not only did he help us with the technology behind the scenes, but then the great Magic Foot Mullis was a chef for many, many, many Friday nights, creating things he had never made before from ingredients he had never used before to come up with delicious treats that he had never had before. Which was absolutely awesome.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. A lot of fun. A lot of people. A lot of kitchens. Lot of kitchens, and a lot right from here. So one of the big reasons we were able to even continue the show with the pace that we were already going on during the pandemic was because Josh was here, and he was like, "Let's rock and roll, man." Yep. Which then, after Allison Basie had made a fairly adult comment about his beautiful legs and beautiful feet, he was dubbed Magic Foot.
Magic Foot.
So Josh, wanted to touch base. Wanted
That's
to say
so hard to explain to people.
It is very true. People are like, "Why do you call him Magic Foot, bro? You had to be there.
You had to be there.
You had to be there." And Allison, she doesn't pull the punches either. She's
Nope,
very
and
like, "Hey." She's going to tell you.
Yep.
She's going to tell you real fast exactly how she feels about the entire situation. But Josh, where are you right now? We know you're a globetrotter, but where in this beautiful continental United States are you residing?
I am in Arkansas.
Ooh, the great Arkansas. Fantastic.
Yep. I refuse
Excellent.
to call it the other word.
You're not going to say it.
Sorry.
You know what? We're not going to say it either. We're just going to call it Arkansas. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it. Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. So how long have you been in Arkansas?
This is my second trip, so I've been here this is my fourth day.
Nice,
so
dude.
I fly home tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Are you going to be here
Just
for the
in
new
time.
year? You're here for the new year.
Just in time, yeah.
My man, do you have any big
Very
plans
good.
for New Year's Eve tomorrow evening?
No, I'm trying to figure out how much I'm even going to be willing to leave my bed.
Go out and do anything.
Yeah, you got to look at that energy. I hear that,
Well,
man.
you've been out and about for so long that,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes home just feels relaxing.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you
100%.
just want to be there.
You know, and we're at the end because it doesn't really, it kind of starts a week before Thanksgiving and it doesn't really stop until after Christmas, after the holidays, after the New Year. So it's like, especially when you're an adult, you know, it just kind of goes and goes and goes for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks. And at the end, you're like, I am exhausted.
Can I just go to bed?
I just want to sleep for 3 weeks. Can I take a 3-week vacation and sleep? That'd be fantastic.
That would be fantastic.
I get a week off before I have to go somewhere again, so I'm happy about that.
So tonight we wanted to switch it up a little bit. I wanted tonight to be more of an appreciation show instead of a performance show with music. I wanted to give some time to the people that have made this possible. You are one of the biggest contributors to KitchenKillaz. You've been close to us. You've been friends with us before KitchenKillaz became KitchenKillaz, and you've been a massive contributing factor and a huge motivational energy for us for well over 5 years. So I wanted to touch base real quick. Although catching up with the Mullis is always fun. Him and I can talk for hours and hours and hours.
Right.
I wanted to ask you over the past year, and actually, let's not even say over the past year because sometimes I can't tell this year from last year, from the year before that, from the year before that.
Yeah.
But what is one? Exactly. It doesn't matter. What is one of your fondest memories from working with KitchenKillaz over the years? Like, what is one of the memories that sticks out in your head, whether it be incredibly awesome or absolutely challenging or however it is? Like, what is one of those moments that sticks in your head that's like, now that I will remember?
Yep.
So this one's probably a little more selfish, but it's the first thing that popped in my head was I think it was the first anniversary show at the what was it, Glassboro House?
Yeah.
We were doing the show, and I came in with a bunch of ribeye steaks that I fried up before the show, and I put them all chopped up in a container with a bunch of toothpicks.
We had the whole Florida. We had the whole Florida room. I remember this. The whole Florida room. We had big 6-foot tables, and it was a potluck, very similar to this one.
Pre-COVID potlucks.
Yeah, it was pre-COVID potluck, and the Mullis showed up with just beautifully, perfectly succulent ribeye, and just sliced and diced and ready to rock. Continue, my man.
Just I think it was like 6 or 7 full ribeyes that I just cubed up into little pieces, bite-sized chunks. And that was gone in a set before the food even started showing up. It was just gone.
I remember smelling it. I remember people walking around going, this is this is incredible. This is awesome. And the Commodore and I, we got to live vicariously through everybody else.
Yeah.
Because before we might have been two songs in, and it was gone. Every bit of it was 100% gone. And that has to be a pretty good feeling to know that something you made like that within minutes was completely devoured by everybody.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome, dude. I remember that.
It was easily, 40, 50 people in the house.
Yeah.
So like 6, 7 steaks worth just
gone.
3 songs gone.
Oh yeah, that was a big one too. I do remember that. I do remember that show, man. We packed that Glassboro house, like we really, really did, man. It was awesome. It was a great party house, and there was a lot of food that night that was gone well before the end of the show. But that ribeye was gone before like song 3, just totally gone. And everybody just came in, and they were like locusts. They just wiped it out. And also, these are seasoned adults that know what good is.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pass on something. There was so much food.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna. They would pass on something that's like okay. But no, man, they had the big aluminum trays that Josh had brought in. They were just drinking whatever was left over from those delicious ribeyes right out of there, and just literally wiping their hands. Making it good. So that had to feel good, man. That had to be awesome.
Yeah. That was the one. I think I tried a new technique that was when you cut everything up, all the steaks, all the juices come out. If you put it in like a bowl and put in all the melted butter and season the juices, when the steak's sitting cut up into the cubes, it reabsorbs the juices with the butter, with the seasoning, and it just made these ribeyes like just melt.
Yeah, just butter. I mean, they were, and you could tell, like when people were, it wasn't even like a chewing. They were like, I'm gone. It's just silk, just falling to pieces. Which is
delicious.
That's what a great memory, dude. That's awesome, dude. That's not selfish. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's a good. Josh is like, yep, that was me.
Knock that one out.
That's awesome, dude. And we have had so many memories since then. We've had great anniversary shows. The 5th year anniversary show is absolutely out of this world.
Yep.
You know, I'm looking forward to the 6th
Absolutely.
anniversary show. Moshi told me last time when I was telling him about the 5th year anniversary show, he's like, you're not going to be able to do the next one at your house, dude. We're going to have to get a venue.
Yep.
And I was like, well, let's see how this one turns out. And he's absolutely right. We're
Yep.
definitely not going to be able to do it
Yeah.
at the house.
But it was so worth it.
Oh, yeah. We had a
Every
blast,
minute.
man. We had a blast. It was so good to see everybody, and it's been so fun over the last 5 years. And just, it's very interesting because when you're crashing kitchens, you're in the heart of somebody's home. This is their safe space. So it's different when somebody leaves and goes to see you at a venue, which is also awesome. And thank you very much for the time. But when somebody welcomes you into their safe space and into their house,
Yep.
that's a whole different level, man. And, you know, Josh has traveled with us several different times. He's cooked for Kitchen Killer shows in many different kitchens. Many
That's awesome,
kitchens.
too.
You know, which has been awesome, dude. So I'm so looking forward to 2023, Magic Foot. I know you've been traveling a lot, but anytime you're here, you know the door is always open. You're always
Definitely.
welcome. We're always coming up with something new. I'll never forget beer can chicken. I'd never had that until the great Magic Foot whipped up some beer can chicken, which was awesome. And a lot of the stuff that he's made has just been, actually everything that he's made has just been absolutely out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. You know, so looking forward to 2023, Josh. Thanks for taking a couple minutes and sharing it with me, man. I really appreciate it. Please enjoy Arkansas. You know, definitely hope, and be safe on the way back. Please let us know when you get back. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're happy. And Happy New Year, brother. Thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight, my man.
Thanks much.
Awesome. Later, Josh. Be safe, brother. Happy New Year, bud.
Peace out.
Awesome. Man, I love Magic Foot.
Yes.
What a great dude.
Such a kind soul.
Oh, man, absolutely. 100%. 100%. So awesome. Well, we have our next guest in the green room, but before we get to them, let's chat with Zach and Dr. Alyssa Rose. There is a floating wireless microphone up there, Zachary. You are more than welcome to grab a hold of that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up this second camera as well. And let's chat a little bit about what we have got going on, because this looks like chips, salsa, looks like some fudge maybe. What is that? Looks like some kind of covered strawberries. So what is going on there? Walk us through it, kids, because that looks fantastic.
Well, we really went with two completely opposite looking flavors. Here. You know, Alyssa's all about the sweets and I'm all about the savory or spicy.
I love it.
So this is some homemade salsa that you've tried before in the past a few times. I think it was at our last time we hosted the KitchenKillaz.
Yeah, last time we were at your house, we went back and forth and played some jams, and you had that salsa.
Jams, yep. So
Dude.
this is my both my parents' recipe. It's a version that my mom learned in California when she was a kid, and passed it on to my dad. And then my dad kind of made his own little spin on it, and that's the recipe I'm working with now.
Nice, man. So walk us through how you. If there's a couple secret ingredients, that's totally fine. But walk us through how you make this salsa.
Well, I think what's probably the coolest thing about it is there's like two stages where the first stage you have to you basically have like a certain amount of ingredients that get fine blended.
Okay.
And it's like the jalapenos, the onions, and like cilantro and stuff. And then one of the ingredient used to be chicken broth, but we switched it to vegetable broth because we realized that's the only thing that's animal based. So it's like just switch to vegetable broth, and now we got some vegan salsa.
Yeah.
It tastes the same.
Yeah.
And then there's another stage that's like just chunks that you don't ever blend up.
Okay.
Right? So that's how you can get it like kind of like fine ground and chunky at the same time.
Nice. Nice, dude. So what is the change that you made? Like you said, it was kind of passed down. And
So like it was originally passed down from my mom's best friend's parents.
Okay.
They were like first generation Mexican immigrants.
Gotcha.
And I think they were putting like 20 jalapenos in their recipe.
Holy Moses.
Like 7 to 10, something like that.
347 jalapenos in there,
So-
a couple of habaneros, no problem.
fine.
It's fine. You'll be
So-
fine tomorrow.
Yeah, my mom reduced that down to like, I don't know, 4 or 5. So hers were still pretty gnarly. And then my dad, he probably reduced it to 3, somewhere in that realm. I mean, it really depends on how big the batch is and
Sure.
and what time of the year those jalapenos were made.
He's like
That
4
can make it-
ounces, 4 ounces of salsa. We have 37 jalapenos. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's okay
And
here.
I think he's the one that changed it to do like the separation of chunky.
Gotcha.
And,
The fine and the
ground.
chunky.
Yeah, I think that was
Nice, dude.
his little spin on it.
Nice,
And
man.
then my spin was adding the vegetable broth. So
Gotcha. So
Okay.
Potentially some pineapple or mango is what I'm
yeah, she's trying to get me to make it a little sweeter.
Oh, I bet that would be awesome. I love mango.
So good.
A mango salsa? Oh, holy Moses. No. This is like, see what I'm telling you? Do you
I
see?
have been telling you. You should just listen.
Dude, that is awesome, man. So, was there a big shift in the flavor profile when you switched broths, or could you not really tell?
No flavor difference. I could not tell.
Really? So you
I
were able
personally couldn't.
to
That's
make it a
awesome.
vegan solution and changing the broth, and you didn't really lose anything in the overall flavor of the salsa itself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dude, that is
That is
incredible.
incredible.
I love that, man.
I mean, it was like one realization. Then one day I was like, I think this is the only thing that's animal based. Like,
Yeah.
why don't we try vegetable broth? I think it's because we also had some vegan friends that were coming over when we were making it. And we're
Sure.
like, well, if we make this one change, then they can try it too. And then ever since then, I
Oh,
was
I
like,
love
well,
that.
just stay with the vegetable broth because it tastes the same.
Nice, man. That's so. If you guys are tuning in, you're finding out how to make this incredibly authentic salsa that has been
Yeah.
passed down several generations through several family members of the great Cabral bloodline, and it has made it all the way to 2022, December 30th, New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Here on the last Kitchen Killer show of 2022, we're enjoying a third generation, I think, or second generation, third generation salsa.
Some kind of generation.
Dude, I love it. Generations of salsa. And now it's vegan,
Yep.
And
which
now
is
it's vegan.
awesome, dude. So of all the chip choices that you can make, what chips did you go with? Did you go with like the flour chips, the corn chips, the tortilla chips? What are you rocking tonight?
This one's a blend. It's a Kirkland brand, Costco blend. It's both flour and corn chips.
Oh, nice, dude. A little bit of a mixture of those
Little
two
mixture,
things.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Very, very crispy.
Nice. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like the fine and the chunky. Nice, dude. So from the savory and the tasty to the sweet and the decadent. Let's chat with Dr. Alyssa Rose, and she see what she's got going on, because she got some strawberries and they're covered in something. I don't know if I have no idea what that is. Is that white chocolate?
It's actually coconut.
What?
Yeah, this is new for me. Sometimes you're just walking around a store and you see some things that are like at the end of the season, they're like clearance.
Yeah.
And so you're like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to try
We're gonna do
coconut
that.
meltables. Why not? So I kept trying to figure out what to do with them. And then when I didn't think the fudge was going to set in time.
Right.
So I was like, I got to scramble and come up with something. So
Yeah.
I grabbed the coconut meltables.
You're like, we're gonna figure this
And,
out.
Yeah, we're going pina colada themed, not chocolate covered strawberries. Is
Gotcha.
what we'll call them.
Not chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go with not
So,
chocolate covered
yeah,
strawberries.
I mean, I'm
like
assuming
that.
because it's one of the meltable things, I think there's probably still some like kind of white chocolate taste
Sure.
that you get, but you really do get like that hit of coconut in there as well. So I haven't tried
Yeah.
it with the strawberry yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be kind of pina colada-esque.
Listen, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic.
You really can't go wrong.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be good. Would you like to try one of these with us simultaneously so we can enjoy the
I would
beauty?
like you to try it.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm 100% down. That'd be fantastic.
Every time I try something on camera, it ends up being a sound bit. So
That's right. The last time we crashed your kitchen, I think that was actually the sound bit of
Yeah.
the night.
yeah, I'm
That
learning.
was awesome.
I'm learning.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. Let's let me jump on one of the.
Yeah.
I seem to be holding a puppy.
Yeah,
Let
Zach
it-
can bring it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
assistant.
There's that white switch right there.
So-
you see, and just hit the button. You'd be all good.
While he's bringing you that, we'll also
goodness
mention
gracious.
the second item on there is the 3 ingredient no bake fudge. That's
Yeah.
Bailey's fudge. So
no
it's got
bake fudge.
Yes, and so
Okay.
it's got a little little Irish cream spiciness.
Oh,
Yeah.
the little liqueur
Yeah.
in, a little liquor, little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
Little liqueur taste.
Oh, Michelle, what would you like to delve into while she tells us about this delicious fudge that we have here? I love the little M&Ms, and then you also have the little Jimmies or the little sparkles or the little, what are they called?
I mean, I like Jimmy's for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kind
yeah.
that it is, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
use the word sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Hey,
Yeah.
We sprinkled M&Ms too.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
When I-
Michelle's like, I'm eating the fudge right now.
When I make this fudge for Christmas, I pick out manually the green, red, and brown like M&Ms to make it Christmas
Color
colored.
coordinated,
Yeah.
make it Christmassy.
Yeah.
Nice. So shall we start with the strawberry or shall we start with the fudge? Actually,
I
she's
think
already
we're
on.
I think we're starting with the
Yeah,
fudge.
it looks like
Yeah.
it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try that. How is it?
It's delightful. So good.
Oh man.
There's just Luke's trying to take it out of my hand.
And the taste will change a little bit too. Not flavor wise, but the experience will change a little bit if you like let it sit out. So like if you like softer fudge, you just let it sit out a little longer. Or like I like most of my
man.
chocolate cold, so
Yeah.
I kind of like to be able to kind of like chew on it like I'm a dog eating a treat, sort of. Still got
We're
the
gonna
sound.
get that soundbite.
Yep.
We're
yeah,
gonna
it's
get
still
it.
gonna-
We're gonna get it. Now that almost has like a, it almost is a little hint of like a chocolate ice cream flavor to it as well. And I like the little bit of the crunch of the sprinkles, and then the texture of that M&M. Like you bite into that, so you're getting 3 different textures. And as you're, and the more you kind of let it set, even as you enjoy it. It hits different layers
Yeah.
of that flavor.
And the cool
sweet-
thing
and
about
it's
the-
creamy and it's light too. It's not like heavy fudge.
Yes,
It's nice
exactly.
and light. Wow, that's fantastic.
And the cool thing about the
Yeah.
no bake fudge options is you can play with it as much as you want to. So sometimes
Sure.
I'll put a layer of Reese's cups at the bottom.
What?
And then just put the fudge on top, and then a little bit
That
of like
sounds
Reese's Pieces on the
heavenly.
top. So you just have a million options when you're just like making this super easy, like 3 ingredients, just add whatever candies you want.
Did you say Reese's cups on the bottom?
Yes.
And then pieces on the top.
And then
Yeah.
pieces of what on the top?
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I scrambled today, so it was just the real quick and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, she's like, oh yeah, this little thing right
Yeah,
here.
whatever.
No big deal. Just totally basic,
Whatever.
absolutely fantastic fudge. It's no problem. Man, that is awesome. So, strawberry, Michelle, you ready to rock one of those? We're holding some puppies too, so we're multitasking. So I really like the fact that you used the coconut. That's really a great idea, and I think what we're going to get is that little bit of that strawberry pina colada
I
taste to
think
it as
so.
well.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I think that's going to be
Yeah.
really good. Have you tried them yet?
I have not.
Oh, really? Well, while we chew, question for you.
Yes.
You and Zach, we've been friends for several years now. I think going on 3 years, maybe.
I think 4, but something like
it's,
that.
It's been quite some time, man. And you guys have not only allowed us to crash your kitchen, Zach and I have played several shows together. You guys have been here on many, many occasions. And even at the anniversary show, you had a beautiful tent set up, which was so good with some bang bread, which was so awesome, kind of meeting them and getting them involved and them getting us involved in what they've been doing. We saw them at Picture Perfect Holidays with Curry Ford West, which
Right,
was super cool to see them, man. It
Yeah.
was so awesome to
And
see
that
them.
came from that anniversary
That-
night, the connections made.
That was so cool. I love that networking. So, in the years that you've been kind of palling around with KitchenKillaz, what is a memory that kind of sticks out for you that is right at the top of your like, I got it?
Yeah, so I actually had too much time to think about this, so I have 3. The first one being I'm an overachiever. The first one being the anniversary show, particularly being able to have the Castle Door booth and being able to like meet everyone from that lens. The second, just the times at Castle Door with the multicam live stream were always fun, but it was kind of reminding me in particular the time where it was like nearly like just like a couple, maybe a month or 2 after I had my knee surgery. So I didn't have like full use of my leg. And so every time we would go in there, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then this time I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm walking on one leg. Like, so, that was definitely a fun thing trying to hop over cables.
There were a couple times I remember that, and you were
Yeah.
still acting like you would normally used to acting.
Yeah.
And I remember one time you like crouched down to
Yeah.
do something,
And then I couldn't
and
get
you
back
looked at us and you're like, I don't think I can get up.
Yeah, because I only had the one leg and I was using the floating cam,
Oh
so I didn't have any brace at all. I was like, all right, here we go. Bringing
that's,
out the strength.
So the last Wednesday of every month for quite some time, and Zach and I actually had a conversation about this yesterday. The great Commodore and I would join them at Castle Door Studio. We would set up Sling with multiple cameras and the microphones, and we've had so many different iterations of that. We even crashed your little kitchenette that we had at one point. I think the first time we went there, we crashed the kitchenette. We did a little bit of a tour. Then we kind of migrated into the band room. And then we had all the different types of lights, all the different types of cameras, the DSLR.
kept adding more.
I think we had Ian, who's 7'3", walking around.
Hayden,
rocking.
but yeah.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
Sorry.
My bad, Hayden. But I will say one of the things that I love about that is always new technology, always something new. And I don't know how many times it was 7:04, and like we're like, hit the button, test this, go live.
And that's exactly why I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like,
and everybody at home's like, oh, it's fantastic. And Zach and I and Alyssa and Jay are like,
yeah. So I'll let Zach chime in with his favorite memory now that he's had some time. But the third one of my 3, I'll just say it's 2 words: sushi boat.
oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of us.
We we devoured a
I'm
sushi boat.
really proud of us.
Yeah.
I think when it first sat down, I think it was perfect. The planets aligned, and all of our appetites were exactly where it needed to be to eat 347 pieces of sushi. And I will say, we ate every single piece.
Oh, yeah.
We left nothing else.
We were like, y'all want that ginger? I'm going to take that ginger.
I've always wanted to do a sushi boat before,
Yeah.
but you got to have a crew.
Right.
You can't just go like and get, because sushi's not good the day after.
No.
It's not actually,
don't
it's not
take
even,
home.
it's not even good a couple hours later. Like you want it as fresh as possible. We had a great crew. We crushed every bit of that sushi on that massive sushi boat. And I'm thinking, man, we need to do that again. That
And
was a
we
lot of
had
fun.
dessert.
And we had dessert. Now, I will say, I think we shared the desserts.
Yeah, we did. We
But
shared-
still, we were
yeah.
like, you know what?
I
F
got
it.
room.
let's do it. I'm going to be over full in a little bit after all this rice hits, but right now, let's sign me
All right.
up.
It's worth it.
I think we did creme brulee, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to
It's some
think.
sort of like chocolate thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good, man.
Little-
2 words, sushi boat. I love
Still
that.
the highlight.
Alyssa, thank you so much. I know it's it's always fun, especially palling around with a musician such as Zach. It takes a lot of patience. And I most certainly appreciate you. You have been right there. You have been Dr. Alyssa Rose for such a long time. It's so much fun to see you and to see what you've been up to and what you've got going on. It's just a pleasure to be able to surround ourselves with people that are just dedicated. They're movers, they're shakers, they make things happen, and they always are able, even in the darkest times, to find the brightest light. And you're most certainly one of those people.
I was good until you started saying nice things about me. Now I need to just.
I can't take compliments. I must go now. Zach, you can do whatever you need to do with that microphone. You got a couple inches on Dr. Rose.
Yeah, so
you're fine.
my favorite moment was probably doing the music video. At the
Yeah.
studio. That was
Oh,
really fun.
yeah.
That's pretty
That was
awesome,
Drift
too.
Slide Collide with Kayla O'Brien Media and her right-hand man, Steven, with a PH. And then we got to set up. We only burned a couple things with the light bulbs, nothing
Just a
too
few
crazy.
things, a few small things.
I would say that was a very, very efficient music video. I've done some music videos before. And so every now and then you got to go back for like second cuts. You got to go back for cleanups. You got to go back for no way, man. Not with Kayla O'Brien. She
not
made
with
it
her.
happen. And I think it was really nice because Zach didn't have to be the producer of the video itself. Like he was there for tech. He was there for sound. He was there for that.
I choose the moment that I had to do the least amount of work. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
and he offered up the beautiful Castador Studios, which
Yeah.
was so much fun. And what a great music video! That's actually I'm going to play that tonight because
Oh, sweet.
it's just beautifully shot. Kayla did such a great job. Castador was the perfect venue to do that music video. It was nice. It was clean. It was concise. It was super professional. It was very polished, very efficient, and very effective.
If I have one more moment, it
Yeah.
was I think your 4-year anniversary at the hotel
Oh
when
yeah.
everybody was singing along to the
Yeah.
songs.
Oh yeah.
That was another one.
No, that was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, that was good.
I remember that.
Those parts are always kind of that was the Airbnb, I think.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
that was the MegaCon, the Megaversary,
Yep.
which I think was last year. That was two anniversaries ago. It was MegaCon happened at the exact same time as the anniversary
Yeah,
happened.
that was the
Well, that's
last
why it
time
was
that I was out
con-related.
here
Yeah, that
before I
makes sense.
decided.
Yeah, that was the Megaversary show. It's always tough for me to sing those songs. Like I'm always moved by groups of people like singing the same song. It doesn't have to be my song. It could be any song. It could be Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I'm
Yeah.
just moved when people get together and you get to see like a little bit of the true power of when people combine their emotion and energy and they're singing under one unanimous voice, which is super super cool, man. So that I do remember that. and that
Especially
was-
with like all the originals and knowing all the lines. You know?
Dude, that aside from itself, like I'll tear up right now if you keep talking about it. I'm like Dr. Alyssa Rose when you tell her nice things about herself. I'm like, I have to go now. I can't be here anymore. We need to go. Yeah, that was a great show, dude. That was a great show. And same, Zach. You know, it's been the industry is it can be fickle. You know, it really can be. And to find the diamonds in the rough is not always easy. You know, and you both you and Dr. Alyssa Rose are two beautiful diamonds, man. And like, not only do I appreciate the professional aspect and professional relationship, but you guys have become some great friends of mine as well. So really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. Thank you for the salsa. Thank you for the strawberries. Thank you for the fudge. Thank you guys very much, man. I love it. Dr. Alyssa Rose and Zach Cabral making it happen. Make sure you find Castador Studios. If you don't, Wolfman will find you. He will. He's very good. He's very fast. He's like a beautiful ninja. He'll definitely make it happen. So let's chat with our next guest. Sitting in the green room, let's bring in, now he performed at our anniversary show,
Yes.
which was awesome. He's crashed our kitchen before, and I went to go see his performance at the Fringe Festival, which was absolutely, and he won Best of the Fest, which was
that's
super
awesome.
cool. An incredible performer, and from what I understand, there may be a second coming up for the next Fringe Festival. There may be.
Okay.
I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, as we say adieu to 2022, let's bring in the man himself, Sharktooth Sam. What's up, Sharktooth?
There.
Hey, Shark Tooth.
Good to
Oh,
see
there,
you, my
friends.
man.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good. How are you?
I'm inspired by listening to Zachary share about the food, so much so that I want to collab. I want to do an album.
An album?
Yeah,
that'd be
I want to do
awesome.
an album with him, and I've already got the title. Actually, it's a toss-up between Sushi Boat and Generational Salsa.
Generational salsa and sushi boat. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
I don't know.
oh,
We
come
may
on.
have to go. We may have to go to the people to judge which one. I don't know which one is better. They're both really good.
I was thinking.
Yeah,
you
now
tried to
pirates, we
combine
usually
them.
have ships instead of boats, but sushi ship is, you don't want to say that.
Yeah.
You don't.
Sushi ship. Sushi ship. Sushi shit. I can't even say it 3 times.
Nope.
So a huge shout out to you, Sharktooth. Thank you so much for taking. And it's kind of crazy
Yeah.
that the room he's in right now is actually on a ship. It's on a pirate
I
ship.
bet it is.
He did a very good room of building that out.
Yeah.
It looks
like it.
fantastic. It looks
The motion
fantastic
in
now.
the ocean here.
The motion in the ocean. So a huge shout out to you, Sharktooth. Thank you so much. Not only have you crashed our kitchen, but you've been involved in several different of the productions. You were here for the anniversary show, which was awesome, man. It was so great. You have such an amazing way of motivating people to sing along. You get them involved. And in the very beginning, it's always interesting because people are like, "What's this? This guy's dressed up like what's going on? He's a pirate. He's not a pirate. He's got a music. What's happening?" It takes them 15 seconds before they're absolutely in love with this man.
Right.
And they're like, "Man, let's rock and roll. Let's sing more shanties. Let's go. Where's your ship? I want to be a
I
part
wanna
of the
be
crew.
part."
I want to be part of the crew." Which he works it into his music so well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to go see Be a Pirate, which was a very, very moving presentation at Fringe Festival, he was able to bring all those things together. He brought the performance together. He brought the music together. He brought the people together. He told stories. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was gorgeous. And one of the things that I think he used really, really well was silence. He had it perfect, exactly where it needed to be to let that last emotion that he left with you sit and simmer for a little bit before he brought you into the next one.
Yep.
An absolute sign of a true performer. So thank you so much, Sharktooth Sam. That was so much fun. I'm hoping that you grace Fringe Festival again with something else. It really doesn't matter what you do. I'm gonna love it. You know, I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, I was really inspired by a story that happened at the festival, and it immediately inspired a sequel, and I wrote it in, I don't know, a couple of weeks. It kind of just wrote itself. So there is a sequel. It's called "Let Me See Your Booty: The Return of Sharktooth Sam."
Yes.
I love it.
But just like with all of my shows, it starts off with making you think it's something, and then it turns into something else. And there's a real heart and warmth in the story, but it's all based on the imagination of children. Quick story. So there was a boy that I'd seen on the lawn at Fringe out there with his family, and I said, "Hey, do you like pirates, boy?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Oh, my name's Jack." I said, "Oh, Jack, it's a fine pirate name. That is, Jack. I know a mini pirate named Jack." And I said, "We'll come to the show." And I gave him a doubloon and a shark tooth. And later found out that his dad was actually the president of the Fringe board, but I didn't know that at the time. And so anyway, young Jack comes to the show with his 2 dads, and they are dressed to the nines. I mean, Jack's got on a hat. He's got on a eye patch. I think he had a parrot, a hook, everything, coat. So I made him the yeoman. He wore the hat during the show and had a great time. Afterwards, a couple of days later, I saw his dad, and I said, "Hey, how did Jack like the show?" And he said, "Oh, he loved it, won't stop talking about it. And in fact, he's going to theater camp in the upcoming summer." And up to this time, as a 7-year-old, Jack had been writing narratives. I went to the store. I played video games with my dads, things that happened to him. He said, but after the show, Jack came up to him and said, "Was that guy really a pirate?" And he said, "No, Jack, he's an actor, and he made those stories up." And a light goes on over Jack's head, and he says, "I can just make things up? I can just make up stories?" And yeah, son, you can just make them up. And then Jack wrote a story about time travel. And I'm like, done.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't need
That's the whole
any,
point.
the accolades or the awards. A mind came online during one of my shows, and it inspired the next show, the sequel. And so we've got a sequel. Unfortunately, we did not get into the Fringe Festival yet. We are second on the waiting list. Wow. So if anybody wants to, help
Create
me
some
out,
space.
it'd be a shame if something were to happen to someone. But, so we're on the waiting list for that. We're also have applied to possibly do it at the Renaissance Theater right across.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Oh, that would be fun.
So we've got it. It's a 2-person show this time, if we get it up and running, but we'll see. But I've got to tell you about this. Our mutual friend, the professor.
Of course, absolutely.
Yes.
The great Bill Keevan.
The great Bill Keevan. So
Oh, yeah.
Bill, he and I have struck up a friendship the night of that 5th anniversary, and I listened to the professor for 20 years, and I never, didn't know he was an actual person. So we got together with Bill and Tracy. We had some dinner. We had some conversations. And it was great. So he calls me up the other day and says, "Hey, I'm getting together some speakers to come speak at the Mensa convention in Orlando."
Yay.
Yes.
And I'm like,
That's awesome.
"What?"
You're like, okay.
I'm like, what could I possibly tell a room full of geniuses? And he encouraged me. He says, "Look, IQ comes in a genius comes in a lot of different forms, not just IQ numbers. And we're just very creative people, and we want to learn about what makes people passionate. So I'm doing Be a Pirate
Yes.
for Mensa.
Oh, that is awesome, dude.
It'll be a shortened version. We're going to chop it down to about maybe 40 minutes or so. In fact, I was just working on the script tonight, but we'll strip it down a little bit. No songs, just tell the true story. And then, because at the heart of it, Be a Pirate is all about being who you are, being true to yourself, doing that thing that you've always wanted to do, because God, time is so short.
100%.
And we don't have time to put things off.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say I really love the story. Both of those are really great. And if you're going to be there on Friday night at the Mensa convention, you may see the Killaz may be there as well.
Oh, fantastic.
So we were really fortunate. We were invited to play our Friday night at the Mensa convention last year. And what an incredible group of people. Just an absolutely incredible group of people. And it is a little intimidating when you first walk in, because you just hear about Mensa and you're like, oh my gosh, like, man, imposter syndrome just kicks in immediately. I'm like, they're going to find me out. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't belong
They
here.
were amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sharktooth, you're going to crush it, dude. I'm so excited. And let me know what night you're going to be there. I would love to be there. Even if I got to break in, I might know a guy, a guy named Bill. Maybe I could sneak in and see that happen, because that would be so awesome. And I agree, and I love Bill. He's one of my favorite people, and he's right. Like, IQ comes in so many different ways, so many different shapes, and you most certainly are already an inspirational person. I love the fact that you flipped the switch of that young man, and he now realize I can just write a story.
And
I
a
could just
story
create
about time
anything I
travel.
want. And what does he write about first? Time travel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for you and I to be sitting in the crowd when he is performing, when we're hearing one of his stories.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that moment, because that's when I'll just lean my head on your shoulder, Tom, and say, "You're a good man, sir. Look what you've done. Congratulations. You've done this. So Sharktooth, it's always fun, man. We've had you here in the kitchen. You played at the anniversary show. You've been on the show a couple different times. It's always such a blessing to see you, Tom. Your energy is fantastic. I'm so happy that you crushed it at Fringe Festival last year. It was a very moving performance. It was awesome, and he captivated the entire crowd. You could hear, there were several times where he used that silence. You could hear a pin drop, and it was a sold out show.
And you've said before that that's your favorite part.
Oh,
is that
absolutely.
silence.
Absolutely. Sometimes it carries so much. It carries so much power when it's used properly. And he did such a great job. And I think everybody that left there, they left there a little more inspired, a little more motivated, and with belief in themselves. And that was that whole thing. Like the story that he told was absolutely moving. So I'm excited to see the sequel. Wherever you have it, Sharktooth, I'm going to be there. I want to see it. It was fantastic. The first one was great. I can only imagine how good the second was going to be. And dude, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. Thank you for being a part of the community and for welcoming us into your community as well. It's been an absolute blessing. I will never forget the anniversary show. We had such a good time.
So much fun.
Oh man, the food that you and Tonya have both provided was absolutely delicious. When you crashed the kitchen here, when you brought the Armenian popcorn for the anniversary show.
Oh yes.
Like always making it happen, my man. And again, thank you so much. I hope you guys had a safe holiday. I hope you have a safe and a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new year. And keep us up to date on what you've got going on, my man, because I guarantee you I'm going to be there. Our crew is going to be there. And, everybody wants to be part of the crew, especially when Sharktooth Sam is the helm, baby.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
This
about?
time I'm gonna get a pirate costume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
congratulations on your year, friends, and it's been great getting to know you this year. And I'm looking forward to more and working together. And we'll definitely keep you in touch. Not Sharktooth, but I have something very exciting coming up in March, so we'll let you know all about it. Maybe get back with you then.
Oh, I love it, man.
I love that.
Absolutely, 100%. Dude, the door's always open. You're always welcome to be a part of pretty much anything that we do. You've been a great friend, a massive supporter, and it's a very humbling experience to have the man from Best of the Fest, joining us tonight. So I hope you had a great holiday, Tom. Happy New Year to you and to Tonya as well. And please, again, touch base anytime. The door is always open.
All right. Thank you, Billy. Happy
Awesome.
New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I love Tom. He's such a good
What a
dude.
great guy.
At his very core,
Yep.
he's just a genuine, loving person. What an awesome dude. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. We've got some other delicacies, some treats to try. Which I'm really excited about. So we have Glenn that's doing some wine and cheese pairings. We have Jeffrey Lerner with cornbread cake. We have Anthony Wolfman. That's right. He's here with some cheesy bread as well. We have Kaylee Harrison is in the house. She's got some fudge as well. So I will say this. I think we should chat with Glenn. He's got lots of wine. He's got lots of cheese.
Yes.
So we do have a floating microphone, and we also have a floating camera. Let me borrow Leia for just a moment. Can I borrow that, Kaylee? I need to bring it back online. I'm going to give you Leia. I'll trade you.
You are giving me a dog on camera. You are giving me a dog.
Yep.
Everyone see this?
Don't run away. All right, so give me just a second. Let me go ahead and swipe this up real fast. We're going to close that bad boy. Every now and then, StreamYard is just, it's fun. It does what it wants to do. It's like, you know what, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, but we're going to bring this bad boy back in because we have a floating camera. We're going to hit allow. That's what you got to hit. Fantastic. We're going to mute that bad boy. We're going to go to settings just in case anybody wants to know just how StreamYard works. I'm just walking you guys right through it. Walk that right through. Let's enter that studio, and we should be good to go. Boom. I love it. So I'm going to bring up this microphone right here, and let's chat with the glorious, the amazing Glendell. That's right. Our sommelier for the evening with some cheese and wine pairings with his good man, Terry, making it happen. Now, Terry's the one who actually, Terry runs the show. Terry runs the show.
Definitely runs the show.
Nice, my man. So let's chat about what you got going on there, Mr. Glendell. You have a beautiful table, a 6-foot table of cheese and wine.
Yeah.
Just ready to rock and roll, dude. It looks so good.
Yes. You know what, Billy?
I don't.
I'm glad you asked that question. We've got cheese here. We've got wine here. And the big thing, that I have to emphasize here is that there's no wrong answer. You can't pair the wrong cheese with the wrong wine because there's no such thing as a bad wine or a bad cheese. We've got several selections here.
Oh yeah, baby.
As a matter of fact,
Yes.
we have little labels here to show what they are. We've got extra sharp cheddar,
My God.
pepper jack, seriously sharp cheddar, horseradish, and then over here we have some Le Gruyere for the French, crowd.
Oh.
And as
Seriously
far as-
sharp cheddar. Seriously.
Seriously sharp.
Seriously, I'm not kidding around here. And so what we've got over here is we've got some wine, and basically we've got some cabs. We've got one here called the Stump Jump. That's
The Stump
actually
Jump?
The Stump Jump. Yes, that's Australian, because of the weird name. They have weird names for everything. And it's a Shiraz, which is a very sweet, very rich, fruity wine. Now this is also similar to the Shiraz. It's a Italian wine, and it's not your typical Italian wine. It's very rich, very fruity, big and bold. Then we've got a Pinot Noir here.
Pinot Noir,
For
yes.
the lightweights, that's a more lighter, you know. We also brought along some things for the non-wine drinkers. We've got
Some Irish cream for the
Later on, if somebody-
non-wine. Still
you know,
alcohol.
if somebody has some coffee, they can pour this in as creamer rather than, using. And the nice thing about that is that you can go out. I go out sometimes, and not to brag, but I can sit there and not get drunk because I'm drinking coffee and Irish cream.
Yeah.
And it's
Stimulants
kinda
and depressants at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They cancel
Yes,
each other out.
They cancel each other out, exactly. The coffee keeps you awake. The Bailey's gives you a nice warm buzz.
There you
You're
go.
Basically a wide awake drunk.
Yeah, there you go.
Now-
Get a little closer to that microphone there, Glenn. It's wireless.
Oh,
You-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can take it
I'm
with you.
sorry. Okay. Test.
Oh, there we go. There
Right.
we go.
All right. Now down here in the cooler, we've got a cooler down here.
He's got a cooler.
And we actually have our white wines down here because white wines like to be chilled. We've got some Chardonnays in here. We've got some Rosés in here. And we have our star of the night, which is the Dom Perignon.
The Dom Perignon.
This is not any old Dom Perignon. Getting close there. That's a 25-year-old bottle of Dom Perignon.
Holy Moses.
This has been bouncing around in people's refrigerators for 25 years, given away because nobody wants to drink it. Now, tonight, we're going to open it up and find out if it's any good.
All right.
It
Sounds like
may
a plan.
be bad, but it's definitely going to be a good story.
Yeah, I will say anytime you open a bottle of Dom Perignon, that is the celebration. Like that right there, it isn't a celebration in and of itself, especially 25 years.
That's true. I've never actually tasted Dom Perignon, and so I don't know what it's supposed to taste like, but I'll tell you if I like it or not.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, Glenn.
And
That
I'm
is.
sure everybody else will tell me if they like it or not.
Oh, listen,
Oh,
this crowd
absolutely.
here, they're very honest.
Yes,
they're
well,
very.
that's good.
They're very forthcoming. They do it with love, though.
I want an honest answer.
I hear you. Now, Glenn, it's we've known each other for quite some time. Edge of Madness, as well, is one of your many pursuits of artistry and creativity. You just had Renfest 2022.
Renfest, that's
How
right.
did that go? How was it?
It went great.
Awesome.
Yes, we had a much bigger crowd than last year, and this is a Woodstock themed block party in my neighborhood, and Billy Floyd and the Commodore, the great and illustrious Commodore, played there last year.
Great and illustrious.
And this year we actually had Nolan Ryan.
You know the picture
Ryan
for Texas
Nolan?
Rangers?
No, wait a minute, that's his dad.
You
Landon Nolan. I'm sorry. I've had too much wine. Sorry. I'm right here behind the counter and nobody's stopping me.
if you put the wine in the coffee, it cancels each other
That's
out,
right.
though.
Unfortunately, nobody is stopping me, so I've got my... Anyway, so we had a great time. We had a guest artist down from Dayton, Ohio.
Nice.
A friend of mine, Happy Fingers.
Nice.
And so it was a good time.
That was Zach's name in college.
It was?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, how do you think he got such a lovely doctor as a lady?
Ah, I
You know what I'm
see.
saying?
that
Oh,
what-
Happy Fingers Cabral.
That's what his wife calls him, Happy Fingers.
I
Nice.
just made all that up. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. It might
I
be.
can see his happy fingers going over there right now.
His ladies run the camera, so I don't know what's going to
Rim
happen
shot.
here. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Glenn, so what do you have in the future of the Edge of Madness? What are you working on? What can we look forward to?
Well, we're just kind of, doing what comes along. I'm an old retired guy, so I'm not interested in going out and like thumping the bars and so I play with these guys every couple of months and,
Nice.
and we have a good time. And our next gig
Yeah.
is a private party in January, and then we're going to be playing for a place called the Tin House Ranch.
Ooh.
April 29th. That will be the last show of the season. This fellow named Michael Logan, who was a member of the Tin House Band back when I was a young man, he has a place out in Oviedo.
Nice.
Kind of a farm out there. He's got a big stage. He puts up a big, sound system.
Sure.
And they have 5 or 6 bands, and it's a really cool show. It's generally a charity event.
Gotcha.
And so most of the proceeds, go to keep the thing running and for some charity cause. Terry and I went out there this last time, and we took out some toys for tots because it's
Nice.
Christmas
Okay.
time, and they had a covered trailer there, and they were just like shoveling them in because people were bringing them out there, and and they did some great stuff, and they do a lot of great work for charity. And so we're going to be there for their last show of the season.
Wow.
They stopped doing this over the summer because the mosquitoes at that point are bigger than the birds out
They'll
there.
carry you away.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
so you-
I lost a good friend out there. Oh,
Yeah,
Jim.
To a mosquito.
Bye, Jim. Several of them. Yeah, 2 or 3 of them. I underestimated.
Yes, I can believe it. They start up about October, I think, and then they go through the end of April, and then they shut it off for the summertime.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Always moving and shaking, Glenn. I like that about you. So we have some wines, we have some cheeses, we have some whites. We have a 25-year-old bottle of Dom Perignon from 1998
Exactly.
that we are about to crack open. So before we move on, I got to ask you, we've worked together many times. We've crashed your kitchen several times. You've joined us here in the studio several times. What is a memory that you have working with us or us working together that sits right at the top of your head?
I mean, Billy Floyd, he's the bomb, He's the guy, He makes it happen, and he's always very welcoming, and we always enjoy coming out and spending time with you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Glenn. And Terry, thank you so much.
And Terry,
Terry's
yes.
Terry's like the silent guy. He sits over there, but man, when he brings it, he brings it. You guys
That's
were
right.
fantastic as pirates. You were absolutely fantastic. You were here with Tom when Shark Toussaint was here.
Oh, absolutely. We loved it.
That was
a
so
lot
much
of
fun. So
Yes.
much fun.
A lot
And
of
you
fun.
were here for the anniversary show, and thank you so much for being here, Glenn. It's always awesome, dude. We always have such a good time. And as you say, I am welcoming. You are absolutely 100% the exact same way. Not only into your garage to play Renfest 2021, but also we've crashed your kitchen twice. We had barbecue ribs the very first time, and then we had homemade pizzas the second time.
That's right.
You always bring your friends and family. You're always super motivational and incredibly supportive. And I'm really, really looking forward to working with you in 2023, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's Southern hospitality, my man.
That's it. That's it right there. So I would say, do you want to wait till the end of the show to pop open that bottle of Dom Perignon, and we can end the show with
yeah.
such a with such a fantastic release of 25 years of bubbly?
Let's do it.
I love that, man.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. My man Glenn Zell making it happen tonight, baby. Oh, man. Good times.
Yes.
Good times. I love Glenn. Glenn's fantastic. Dr. Alyssa Rose, great job on the camera. Great job on the camera. Very, very good. So we have all the cheese pairings. I didn't know they were seriously sharp cheese. The Commodore is going to lose his mind because he loves extra sharp cheese. And when we introduce him to seriously sharp cheese,
Oh,
I don't
it's
even know what's
so
going to happen.
good.
I don't even know what's going to happen.
It's very
So
good.
we got a couple more delicacies to get to, some more tasty treats, if you
Yes.
will. Now, Lainey Lerner has been blowing up the chat, wondering if we have had her cornbread cake yet. Absolutely blowing it up. So I think let's grab Jeffrey Lerner. Let's talk to him for a little bit, and
Yes.
let's see if we can get a little information on this incredible cornbread cake that Lainey Lerner creates. Now, we've had that cornbread cake before. It's not just cornbread. It's not just
Yep.
cake, baby. She found a way to bring these incredible ingredients
it's so
together
good.
and make soft and fluffy cornbread, which is absolutely fantastic.
Super tender.
No, it is super, super tender. What's up, Jeffrey Lerner? How you doing? There's a microphone around here somewhere. Oh, there it is right there. Let's pop on that microphone. We're going to find out how much he knows about this cornbread cake without Lainey telling him.
Absolutely nothing.
He's like, I know it's delicious.
I have no answers.
I like it.
Can't tell you anything
Well,
about it.
so this is my question. We're going to make it easy for you. Do you like it?
I love it.
What do you love about it?
The taste, the texture.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what makes it different for those at home that may not necessarily be able to try it? What makes cornbread cake different than your like traditional cornbread? Like, what makes this so much
The
different?
texture.
The texture makes it different.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it's more of that soft, fluffy, spongy
Yes.
kind of
And if I
texture.
say any more, my wife is not going to be very happy with me. As you will see on the text, on the chat.
Oh, she's been blown up. Has he eaten it? Has he eaten it? Where is it? Where
Yeah,
is it?
exactly.
No, I get that 100%, man. And so, question for you: a couple different. David Naylor, by the way, says I like Stilton, which, if I remember correctly, Stilton is a cheese as well. Is that accurate? Oh, I'm a big Stilton fan. I got to say that I've had a couple different cheeses. Stilton's right up there at the top. So, Jeffrey Lerner, we've been friends for several years.
Yes.
We have crashed your kitchen almost more than anybody else's kitchen. Very, very close. And I got to say, you and Lainey have always been extremely welcoming. You guys have been here many, many times. Lainey is now the reigning champion 2 years in a row of the Coquito competition.
Yes.
Now, from what I understand, there is a sudden death match happening on January 13th between Lainey Lerner and Tally Lockhart,
Yes,
which
yes,
I'm
sir.
excited for this as well. But you guys have always been so welcoming. You've been so encouraging, super, super supportive. Every time that we go out there, you guys are like, yo, Billy, let me get a shirt, let me get a CD, let me do this. It's tough. And anybody in the entertainment industry, actually anybody in any type of creative industry, can embrace the fact that to find those loving, supportive people, it just doesn't happen every
not
day.
that easy,
It
no.
does not happen every day. So we have a lot of memories together as KitchenKillaz and crashing your kitchen and you being here. What is one of those memories that kind of sticks at the top of your head, whether it be good, bad, crazy, insane, awesome, calm, rewarding?
Actually, they've all been awesome. Every single time that we've interacted, had you over as friends, as the KitchenKillaz, on a personal level, it's always been awesome.
Yeah.
It's we've never ever had an unhappy day. We'll say it that way.
Sure. Yeah, it's always fun, and I always buy something every time I'm at your house.
Yeah.
Every single time. Now, I got to say, I've learned how to say no to the Mama Wana. I've learned how to say
I
no
don't
to
know
Does she
why.
accept no?
yeah, not really. What I realized with Lainey is you have to distract her.
So what you're saying is you're gonna have the mama one.
Yes.
Yes, that's all we need to hear.
Oh, that is.
You will be the newest victim at the learner residence. Yes, you will sleep well.
Yeah. Oh man, the Mama One is no joke, dude.
Yeah, no,
It is no joke.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, every time we're there, Lainey is so good, and as shy as she is to be on camera, she's always fantastic. She has the biggest, most beautiful smile, and it's so good. And in the background, if you guys have seen, anytime the KitchenKillaz have crashed a learner kitchen, anytime you will see Jeff moving at Mach 3 behind the camera as Lainey's sous chef. Boom, here you go, here you go, here you go.
Yes.
Here's glasses, here's bowls, here's silverware, like bup, 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 bup,
Yep.
making sure she has absolutely everything she needs. Do me a favor, shift this way a little bit because you're right behind that camera and we can't see your beautiful face. There we go. I love it. Fantastic. We got that third camera up there, but you're sexy enough. We want to see multiple angles of Jeffrey Lerner.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I
So
hear you.
moving into 2023, a mover and a shaker yourself, a very, very busy person. We
Very
chatted a little bit when you got here, and you just don't really stop ever.
Ever.
And I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people here, we kind of all get along together because we just we grind and we vibe and we have a good time.
Yeah,
and
we opened up a second business recently, so
of course
it's
you
even
did.
worse.
Of course you did. You know, when he gets here today, he's dressed as a civilian right now, ladies and gentlemen. I look at his pouch and I'm like, does this guy have a tool belt? I said, no, that's holding his phone. Okay, good. At least he doesn't have his tool belt. He goes, no, they're on this side. And here's all of his electrician tools. Like, this man is ready to rewire your entire house even when he's not at work. Like, he's just
Yeah,
ready to rock
pretty
and
much.
roll.
Yep.
Which is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Which is so much fun. Jeff,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. Thank you
Of
for
course.
welcoming us into your house. Thank you for being here. It's always so much positive energy. You and Lainey and Alyssa and Brittany and Austin have always been extremely cool. And even though they're cool, they're younger kids and
Yes.
they don't want to let you know that what you're doing is cool, but they still kind of let you know that it's cool. It's really, really nice.
They have their way about it.
They have their way about it.
Yeah,
And you have such a wonderful family, dude. You've invited us in your house. You've made us feel more than just a couple musicians standing in your kitchen. You've made us feel like friends. You've made us feel like family. And again, 1,000 thank yous to you and to Lainey both for being so hospitable and so amazing. And every time you bring it, you bring it. At the anniversary show, we had a lighting technician, we had an electrician, we had a stage technician, all in one.
He was there all day too.
He was there
helping us.
all day long, making it happen,
I'm very
man.
happy to do it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All the lighting that we saw at the anniversary show, that was all done by Jeff to help us out. And I will say this, I learned a lot from Castledor's because all theirs were wireless. They had wireless lighting solutions for their entire tent. And I was like, man,
awesome.
Zach always challenging me, dude. I love it. He's always like, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next?
The same lighting I can actually make wireless also.
Of course he can. Absolutely.
course.
He's like, we'll make it happen.
Obviously.
Yeah, well, no problem.
And by the way, I bought you in a new edition this year. You just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I love surprises. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah. I'll let you know in advance. I bought you a new stage to work on.
Really?
Yeah, you'll have it in a couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So going back,
That was a little surprise coming.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you for being not only a good friend, but such a supporter of the project. You know, and like Michelle and I were talking a little while ago, to step on a stage and to have people come and watch you perform at a venue is the one thing, but to invite us into their kitchen, into the very heart of their home, introduce us to their friends and family, into that safe space, that humble abode, that castle, is just absolutely incredible. It's very, very overwhelming, dude. And we wouldn't be able to do it without people like you and Lainey. We would not be able to do it. So thank you so much, Jeff, man.
Of
Keep
course.
me up to date on your third company. I'm excited
No, it's enough.
for. He says that he's gonna message me in a week. He's like, yeah,
I
we
said the
opened.
same thing after the first business.
He's like,
so
we opened a new
We'll
business.
stop right there.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
fine.
We're ready to rock and roll. Everything is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Lerner this evening, baby. Oh man, making it happen, dude. I love Jeff. What a great dude. Him and Lainey Lerner both are just absolutely incredible people.
Yes.
So tonight we've chatted with some movers and shakers. We've got some fantastic food that we've already talked about. Let's move on because from what I understand, we have yet another fudgy lady, a chocolate mistress, if you will, the dark goth love herself.
Yes.
And I'm really, really excited because today when we were talking about, and I kind of was encouraging anybody to bring whatever they wanted. They're like, hey, what can I bring? What can I bring? What would you like to bring? It was like sweets, snacks, sweets, fudge, sweets, chocolate. I was like, I love all of you. I love all of this. This is absolutely fantastic. This is
the way it
fantastic.
works.
That's the way that it works. So ladies and gentlemen, with no more ados, as we say adieu to 2022, the one and only Kaylee Harrison. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Get all up on that microphone, Kaylee Harrison. Let's see what that beautiful
Hello.
voice sounds like. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
How beautiful is this?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
How was your holiday?
It was good.
Yeah? Did you travel? Did you stay local? What'd you end up doing?
I stayed local, but then on Tuesday, one of my friends was visiting from out of town, so I took her all over the state. So
Nice.
we had a very long day, but it was a very fun day. We did like four days worth of stuff in one day. But
That's
how I
awesome.
do.
Well, when we talk about efficiency and effectiveness, Kaylee Harrison is right at the top of the list, man. She's very, very good at that. And it's kind of crazy because it's hard to get this lovely lady in a specific place because I'm, hey, Kaylee, what are you up this year? Oh, I'm in New York. What are you doing this Friday? Oh, hey, I'm over here. Oh, I'm over here. I'm over here. Well, I'm doing this, and this. Then I got to see this guy. I'm going to go see her.
Jacksonville on
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
something
She's
Tuesday.
going to
yeah.
37 different places. It's only 9:30 in the morning. Like,
Fine.
so it's always good to have you here. Although I'm always slightly terrified that you're going to steal Luke and Leia, I know that if you did, they would receive nothing but love.
To be fair, it is on camera that you handed me Leia today. So
See, the thing is, she said
That is on
She
camera.
said that twice. Now I'm kind of afraid because now it's real. Also, one of the two Blade babes running around. She's always got something sharp. She's always ready to be stabby, but also lovey at the same exact time.
Yeah.
And speaking of lovey and my affinity for sugar, what do we have tonight on that counter? Because that looks like fudge to me.
it is. There's lots of fudge
Did you and
tonight.
Alyssa coordinate this? How did you?
No, this is my. I went, depending on how lazy I'm feeling, I'm either making fudge or bringing Publix cookies. So I was like, I feel slightly less lazy. I'll make fudge. And after work, I went to the store, got what I needed, and made fudge.
Nice.
Yeah.
So walk us through your method,
Okay,
your process of fudge making. Because is fudge easy to make?
Yes, but I pretend it's not.
Okay.
I can't really describe how I do it because I am sworn to secrecy because I learned it from my mom.
I love it.
I can tell you there's chocolate in it though.
Hey,
So, yeah.
you
excellent.
listen.
There's chocolate.
Yeah, you guys are getting the inside scoop here.
Absolutely.
The
my mom's
secret
gonna
ingredient
go
is
drive and
chocolate.
Come get me, but
Yeah.
no, this is it's as you'll taste. It's smooth. It's really rich though. So you'll
Nice.
probably only want like a piece, maybe two. But,
Gotcha. So that's why the pieces are smaller, just because it packs a punch.
yeah, it does. She cuts them even smaller, but I was like, we're gonna let people have them.
We're gonna do this.
We're gonna
So
do it.
this is your
Yeah.
mom's recipe,
Yes.
and it's been passed down to you.
Yes.
So this is a second generation Harrison recipe.
Yes. We'll go with that.
Yes. She's like, you know what? Yes.
Yes.
The secret ingredients, we can't tell you any of them aside from the fact that there's chocolate in it.
chocolate.
That's what you get. There's chocolate in the fudge.
I have been sworn to secrecy.
I
so.
love it.
I love that.
And she
That's
knows, she's like, even
fantastic.
though my mom's not watching, she'll know.
She'll know.
She
She'll just
will
be like-
know.
Well, moms kind of know things like that.
Yeah, the door will open and Kaylee Harrison's mom will just walk in and
You'll
then
just
just
see like the
take
clone
Kaylee.
of me come in, and like everyone says I'm her clone.
Yeah, I've never met your mom. You guys look a lot alike.
She's an inch taller than me.
She's
and-
taller than you.
Yeah, I'm the short one in my family.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah,
No.
surprise.
Oh wow.
5'10", I'm short.
Listen, if you want to butter her beanstalk, you got to make it happen, baby. But she is not. She's gonna make you climb to the top, and you're gonna earn every inch of it. And if you're not willing to do that, then you don't deserve to
just
enjoy
keep getting
all the
taller.
glory that is the buttered beanstalk Kaylee Harrison
The
herself.
bar keeps getting higher.
The
The
bar-
beanstalk. That's why the heels go higher, because the bar keeps getting set higher. So yeah, it's pretty. Yep.
That's
I love
awesome.
that.
And she always keeps them guessing. She keeps them
Yeah.
guessing. It's like they make it to the top. She's like, by the way, there's going to be another challenge coming up, so we're going to have to do this entire thing all over again.
Yeah, you got to prove it.
Yeah, I gotta.
All
I gotta.
over again.
It's all. You keep
If
the courting
you're
method
not
going.
gonna climb, do
Yeah.
not waste my time.
Oh man, I love it, dude. That's awesome. So let's jump into some fudge. Can we try some little pieces of that?
Yes.
Plus, I got a little cornbread cake here. I'm gonna try this little piece right here. Oh my god. Oh, that's nice. Look how smooth.
Super soft.
Look how creamy. Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's cornbread. Lainey, I love you. Cornbread cakes. Oh, see, within seconds, her eyes closed. Within a moment, she just kind of like drifted into bliss that is fudge. Now, this is a secret family recipe. The only thing
It
we
is
can tell
very
you about
rich.
it is there's chocolate in it. That's really all you're going to get. And tonight, here with the great and illustrious Kaylee Harrison, making it happen. How is that, Michelle?
So good.
I'm going to let you talk while I nibble.
So it's very smooth. Like
Oh,
you
it
said,
is
very
smooth.
silky. And then it's
Oh,
got
it kind of
a
melts.
It's like meltable fudge.
Oh, I've never had fudge like that before. Oh, that's super smooth.
I need a napkin.
Little bites. Little bites is the way to go. Little tiny nibbles. You just want to
Yep.
nibble.
I took a bigger bite
It's
and
very
just let it
smooth,
melt.
but it's rich.
all
So
the
you'll
way.
like have a piece, and you'll be like, I'm good for now.
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
want
Yep.
milk. I crave milk when I.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. No, I feel you 100%. Wow, fantastic. So this is a two-part presentation. Number one is this delicious fudge. Thank you very much. Number two is you have been a part of this community for years. I remember the very first time I met you was at the Glassboro house. The great Magic Foot was like, hey, can I bring my friend Kaylee? And I was like, yeah, of course. He's like, oh, she's a cosplayer. She's super cool. I'm like, yeah, Josh, I love you, Josh. So pretty much anybody you want to bring over is going to be fantastic. And you kind of connected immediately with the puppies. And I think she's just kind of pretended to like the project the whole time so she can have an opportunity to steal Luke and Leia, which I'm
It might
totally okay with. So one of my favorite things about Kaylee is she's incredible at mingling with whatever group of people that she goes to.
Yes.
It does not matter where they're from. It
Absolutely.
doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they believe. Immediately, she's welcomed into the fold. She's
Yep.
a natural beauty. She's incredibly intelligent. She's super, super smart. And it's so much fun when we get to have you here. And I know you have probably been with us in this kitchen more than most people because you are one of the, when I talk about the core, anytime I talk about like the core, those people that you know, hey, we're having a Friday night, and I always
be
reach
there.
out to the core first. Kaylee's one of the first ones through the door every single time, and she's
Yep.
like a little silent, very tall beanstalk ninja.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
That's
I didn't
like the
even know
perfect
she came
description.
in the door tonight.
I'm a ninja.
Like, I just look over and she's just standing there, and I'm like, how did you do that? I was in the kitchen.
I play a rogue in D&D for a reason.
Nice.
Okay? That's my go-to. Wonder why.
So it's been, I think we've had the Glassboro house. That's when we first met you, and you've been a part of our anniversary shows. You've been a part of a lot of the really great kitchen crashings that we have. You've spent some time behind the microphone. You have been dubbed a Blade Babe. You and the great Jess B, the dark goth queens of sharpness. years of Stabby Stab, and a lot of great memories that I've had of you being a part of the shows that we've had. And I was wondering, what are one of the memories that you have of being in the community and being part of KitchenKillaz that you've experienced that kind of sits at the top of your head?
I have a couple. What everyone keeps mentioning is the last anniversary show. It was just such a really cool experience. But you mentioned the first time I came, and I was thinking, I was like, okay, he's gonna ask me this. What do I say? And I started like reminiscing about that. And I remember when Josh was like, oh, you should go. I had like met you like once at a con through like someone else, like really briefly. But I was like, oh, okay. And like that was, not to get like too emotional or anything, but that was a very interesting time in my life. I was going through a lot of stuff, and it was kind of a turning point for me. So it was just like a really good time for me to join and be like, oh, look, new people, new friends, and I need this right now. And so it was a very good experience for me, and something that was much needed at the time that I didn't even realize till later. So thank you.
Oh, no. Thank you. I remember what you're talking about. And I remember being at the roller rink. And I didn't know you that well, and I can see people's color, kind of like their energy. I really don't know how to describe it. And I'm thinking, now we're roller skating, and I'm not a great roller skater, and I don't think Kaylee and I are either of us are great roller skaters.
No.
So I'm always looking for a reason to go slow. Like I just want to go slow.
Right.
So I remember kind of skating up to Kaylee, and I was like, hey, how you doing? Like, you seem like, what's going on? She's like, hey, I'm just kind of going through some things. I was like, well, right on. Do you mind if I skate with you and we can kind of just go through some things? And she was like, totally cool. Totally cool. And I was like, man, what a welcoming energy.
Yeah.
What a welcoming energy. And she always brings, like, you always bring just positivity and light. You always bring laughs and smiles and great memories. And I've never met anybody that has ever met Kaylee and hasn't fallen in love with her.
Yeah.
And like in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't matter what their orientation is. It doesn't matter what their desire is. They're like, we just fall in love with Kaylee. And there's a million reasons for that. And there's another million reasons that we haven't even discovered yet.
Yep.
So you've been such an awesome part of this community. It's always incredible. Every time you walk through the door, I feel like I'm in the present. I fangirl a little tiny bit. Her photos are always extremely elegant. She's absolutely gorgeous. And if you guys,
You don't see the bloopers where I'm like,
yeah, there's a lot. They don't make the cut.
there's a lot of like, oh my gosh, no. Anytime someone's like, this is a test shot, never tell me that, because you will have the most ridiculous photos.
You're like, oh,
welcome.
this isn't the real thing. I'm gonna go all out on this one.
No, if anyone's like, we have blackmail on you, I'm like, I know what those pictures are. I just look goofy, whatever.
You're
Okay.
like, I don't care. Put it up. It's no
Put it
big deal.
up.
That is awesome. So I imagine you're a mover and a shaker. What big things do you have planned for 2023? What do you got going on? What can we look forward to?
Hopefully be busy as always.
As
You know,
always.
I work, yeah. Waiting to hear back from some stuff right now, so we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll see if I'm doing the multiple jobs at once and cons and all sorts of stuff.
I'm gonna
again.
go with yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I schedule everything.
Yeah, I got to get
To
better
a
at
T.
that. I got to get better. I quadruple booked myself a couple weekends ago. I'm like, I can learn something from Kaylee Harrison.
Yeah.
I will do that, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll be here at this time, and then that time, and then that. I mean, you mentioned it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I have to leave at 11:02 because I have something in 18 minutes, and then I have something tomorrow morning at 8, but I can make this work.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for scheduling tips, make sure you reach out to Kaylee Harrison, and she most certainly can help you with whatever kind of calendar that she's looking for. It's another business that she opened, KayleeSchedulesMyDay.com. You can go to the website right now, and you can sign up, and she will work with you on a weekly basis, then a monthly basis, 6 months, and a yearly basis as well. She can help you organize not only your life, but your dreams, your ambitions, and your goals. She's fantastic at it. Kaylee, it's always awesome to have you. This fudge is fantastic. A huge shout out to Mama Harrison. Is that her last name, Mama Harrison?
It is currently her last name. She's getting married in March.
Really? How do you feel about that?
I'm happy for her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like that?
It's been a long time coming.
That's awesome. That's really good. Do we like her partner?
We like her partner.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to use it there. All right, fantastic. Excellent. Just let me know because I'm always down to rock with the Blade Babes.
Yeah.
Always. You should be down to rock with the Blade Babes. If you ever have an opportunity to rock with Blade Babes, listen, just do it. Just do it. You're not going to find yourself in a better situation than hanging out with the Blade Babes. One of them being the great Jess B. And the other one being the illustrious and the magnanimous Kaylee Harrison. Not only is she incredible at making fudge, but she will light up your life, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for our lovely lady Kaylee Harrison tonight. Awesome. I love Kaylee. She's one of my favorite people, man. She's always awesome. She was always bringing those vibes, always bringing like just laughs and funny times. And FYI, she will steal your puppy, and she will not feel bad about it at all. The one thing that you can be comforted by is that puppy is going to have an amazing home.
Yes.
She is going to love it to pieces, 100%. You know, and you can tell anytime she walks in the door, Luke and Leia are immediately, especially Luke. I think Luke has a little crush on Kaylee. I'm pretty sure.
He likes the girls.
He loves the ladies. He does.
So much.
He does. So we've chatted with some great people tonight. However, next we want to chat with our good friends Sarah Shulak and her man, the house elf himself, my man Jordan. Now they brought the one healthy thing for the evening aside from the cornbread cake. They reached out to me a little bit earlier and they were like, "Yo, can we make a salad?" I was like, "I love salad. Absolutely. That sounds incredible." And even when they showed up, they had this bowl with this cool cover on it. I've never even seen a cover like that. I was like, "What is this bowl cover? Like, what is going on here?" I have no idea.
I want to see the
Yeah,
bowl cover.
we're gonna see. I'm interested in the salad. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very interested in the bowl cover. I've never seen anything like that.
That shows you're an adult.
Don't you tell anybody. Don't you say a word. So huge shout out. Not only do they have this incredible salad, but I believe they have a homemade dressing. Is it an oil and vinegar base? Like what are we looking at tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Because I'm super excited. Now with the great and illustrious executive director of Curry Ford West, Sarah Shulak, is the man himself, my man Jordan. That's right. He's making it happen. And always looking good. Always has great questions. He's very poignant. He's very efficient. He's very effective. And he leans and lives on logic, I feel that he does. You know, I've met Jordan a couple times. He is a man of few words, but it carries a lot of weight. Sarah Shulak, on the other hand, is a lady of many, many words, and it carries a lot of creativity and love.
So much creativity.
Which I think they're such a fantastic balance for each other. It's really, really great. And from what I understand, I think they just celebrated a 3rd year. Is that accurate? Just a couple days ago, from what I understand. Yeah, a couple days ago. 3 years yesterday. 2 days ago. Aw, that was fantastic. That was very, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Sarah and Jordan joining us tonight, man. So fantastic to see it. So let's chat a little bit about this salad that you have. Let's bring up the salad cam. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, that bad boy right there. Oh, so what do we have here? Let's walk through it because I love it. Man, I love a good salad. Anybody that knows me and the Great Commodore, we have lived and died on salads. So I'm super, super excited. When she was like, "Can we bring a salad?" Yes. I don't even care what's in it. It's going to be delicious. Let's find out. So I'm super excited.
Ready.
So what is this? What do we have here?
So let's see what we got. I promise.
Oh yeah, get on that microphone too. Get all nice and close to it.
It's green.
It's good. Efficient and effective.
Jordan's spirit animal is an African gray parrot. But in the bowl here,
Get close to that microphone.
What?
The microphone?
I know where it is.
We want to hear your
I'm
voice.
trying to be diplomatic.
Okay. You can take it out of the holder if you need to.
Oh no, it's probably safer for everybody that it stays there.
Okay.
But in the bowl, there is romaine lettuce and mandarin oranges and green onions. We're not sure the ratios are right.
There is no right.
There's a very pungent. As soon as I took this little bowl hat off,
Yeah.
the smell of onion wafted.
Wafted.
Was there some wafting?
It was wafted.
It can continue.
Yes.
Did you say bowl hat?
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
No.
No. What is it? Is it a bowl topper? What is that?
So this is one of the gifts that I got for Christmas. I've been trying to get more accessories for the kitchen
Sure.
so that I'm motivated to do things in it.
Okay.
And so this is for when you're baking, so that because you often have to wait for your bread to rise in a bowl, and so you'll put the loaf, the dough in the bowl, and then cover it
Okay.
and wait for it to double.
That's just to keep things from like getting in the dough or whatever.
Generally,
Gotcha.
yeah.
But it still allows air in there so it can kind of rise and do its thing.
Yep, and so with the elastics, allow it to be on any size bowl. And so I just used it for something else because we were transporting it out there, and I'm like, oh, it's easier than the plastic wrap. So just
For sure. And it's reusable, which is awesome.
And then it also, this set came with a bag for when you make the bread. You can put the bread into the
red bag of the same fabric.
What?
Oh, that's awesome.
She's fancy.
Very cute.
That's very fancy.
Dad
We
did
need
good.
to be more fancy.
Well done, Dad. We need a bowl hat.
Bowl hat. Get your bowl hat.
We need to get ourselves a goddamn bowl hat.
Is your dough exposed to get you a bowl hat?
If your dough is exposed, get yourself a bowl hat. Oh my gosh. Bowl hats by Sarah Shulak.
Never not working.
Shulak hats. I love it. Never not working, always marketing. And I will say I saw it today because I was trying to come up with like a cool title for tonight. And as I was scrolling through, I said, we bid adieu to 2022. And of course, there's Sarah Shulek right there. So creative, always marketing, never not working, man. I love it. I love it.
Never
Jordan,
not
stop
working.
monopolizing the conversation, man. Gosh. Jeez, dude.
We got I believe it's a vinaigrette dressing.
Okay.
Oh, this is not in the, there it is.
Yeah.
So we got a vinaigrette dressing that goes on before it's served.
Nice. That's usually when you put the dressing on,
Yes.
before it's served.
This is his portion.
Oh, what is that?
We also have, what is it, toasted almonds, sugar encrusted, toasted, sliced. We're slicing them up.
You sliced almonds?
Or sliced almonds.
Nice.
We did not slice the almonds.
Pre-sliced.
You got pre-sliced almonds. Did you sugar them?
Mandolin is so tiny.
You just a little. I got a deli slicer with an almond. I love it.
Everybody with the little...
So did you sugar those almonds or did you buy them sugared?
He sugared my almond.
He sugared your almonds.
And it melts.
Oh boy. Listen, if you want Jordan to sugar your almonds,
Toasting and getting browned.
go to jordansugarsmyalmonds.com. That's right. You can sign up to have Jordan sugar your almonds. He'll put
Not this
register.
Jordan.
He'll
Not
put
this Jordan.
not that Jordan. Jordan almonds.
That's actually me. I have the almond.
He grew these almonds. He has an almond tree in the backyard.
Yep.
Jordan's almonds.
Jordan's almonds.
Yeah. He seasoned his own almonds, which actually happen to be Sarah's.
Yep.
So how did you come up with this?
The milk.
Yeah. How did you come up with the blending, the onions, the mandarin oranges, and the sugared almonds with the romaine? Like, have you guys done this before? Is this a tried and true recipe? Is this something you just came up with? Like, where'd that come from?
So again, in my attempt to cook more and do things in the kitchen and make things, I got a cookbook that you fill in. You write your own recipes in. And so I had filled in some recipes that I had already tried.
Right.
And then I filled in some that I wanted to try.
Ooh.
And so this little kiddo was on the list. And so we just decided, you said, bring something. And I went straight to the recipe book.
This one.
I did. I really did go straight to the recipe book. And I said, that's the winner.
Nice.
Go make it. I
Right.
grabbed all
Well,
the items. So
Thankfully.
no idea.
Thankfully, because you're the only one who didn't bring sweets.
Yeah.
which is good, which is great. I love that. So walk us through this vinaigrette that you have.
So I saw other people in the comments for the recipe saying that they did the same thing when they had a party, that they were prepping this all beforehand. So it was actually very easy, despite all of the chopping and cutting and washing and things.
Yeah, growing the almonds, all that good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Growing the lettuce,
Growing the lettuce.
mandarin the oranges.
Yeah, they actually met on farmersmatch.com. Yeah, that's nice.
Barn.
Yeah,
.com.
that's
Hey,
actually.
we don't need to put family on blast here. So you put the lettuce and the onions and the oranges in the bowl, but be sure to drain the oranges because there's a lot of liquid when you get canned mandarin oranges.
Okay, gotcha.
And so you want to drain that out first, or otherwise it would just be the soupy
Yeah,
mess.
be a
So-
bunch of like water in the bottom of mandarin
so
juice.
that's all prepped in here before. And then it just says to, when you're ready to serve it, put the dressing on it, toss it in there, and then coat it with the sugared almonds just to get that little crunch, which Jordan actually said looks kind of like granola.
Yeah, I was.
Dip it in
That's
there, so
that's
it
actually what I
looks
thought
like-
it was when I was first looking at it. It still kind of looks like granola, and I know that they're almonds.
Yes.
Man, that's awesome. I bet that what a great texture. I bet that's fantastic. The crunch of the onion and the soft texture of the mandarin with the crunch of the lettuce, and then that kind of like vinaigrette, plus with the sugary deliciousness of those toasted almonds. Oh, goodness gracious. That sounds like a delicious. That sounds like. What happened?
I left him alone up here. I'm sorry. I just blasted everybody's audio.
Oh no, you're fine. Jordan's fantastic. He's got a face for video, man.
We're
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah, you're chilling. So have you guys tried this recipe before?
No.
Oh, she's like, we're about to find out.
We're going to do it
Had
now.
salads like it.
Gotcha. So you've had something similar, but not this one specifically.
I mean, someone could have made it and we didn't know.
So while
He's a gotta
Yeah.
say it to his face.
He's right there. He's right there. That is awesome. And dude, I love a good vinaigrette, man. That's actually one of my favorites. Like when I was younger, I liked like the thicker, the sweeter dressings. But after I started trying different salads with different types of ingredients in it, I found out that a lot of those thicker, sweeter dressings, they would overpower the ingredients of the salad.
Yeah.
You know, but a vinaigrette, like a light balsamic or a really light oil and vinegar, oh man, that actually, from my experience, it accentuates all the textures and the flavors of the individual ingredients instead of like overpowering it or covering it up.
Yeah.
You know, so I like this. It's such a simple salad, just a couple ingredients.
Yeah.
The onions, the mandarin oranges, the toasted sugar Jordan almonds on the romaine lettuce, top with that vinaigrette. Man, I bet that is absolutely fantastic. Listen, if you want Sarah, I was almost about, I am going to say it, it's after 9:30. If you want Sarah Schulak to toss your salad, she'll definitely do it. She'll use both hands. Now, she may use tongs. It might,
Did you see that I did it off camera respectfully? I pulled the bowl away.
it was good.
It's not for public consumption.
I thought it was great. It was fantastic. You pulled it away from one camera, but you were on the other one. So I was like, I don't know what to say, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
Yep.
So I got to say this, man. I can smell that from here. Like I can smell the vinaigrette.
Is that what I'm smelling?
Yeah, that's what you're smelling. When they first got out of the car and they were walking up, I smelled the onions. Absolutely, that's your fork. That's a special fork. Oh no, I don't have a fork, but I would love that fork. That's my favorite fork. I love this. Fantastic. Oh, here, Michelle, grab a bite first, and then ladies first. That looks incredible. Look at the presentation. That's beautiful. I love those mandarin oranges as well. I think the first time I had mandarin oranges in a salad was at a place called 2J's. And they have such good salads, really, really great stuff. They had a mandarin chicken salad, and I was like, what's mandarin? And this is about maybe 2002, 2003. And I was like, what is that? Who would put oranges in their salad? That's crazy. And then I tried it, and I was like, okay, mandarin oranges are like one of my favorite things to put in salads. This is beautiful. This is going to be so good. I'm excited.
So there's just enough dressing on there that you get the dressing, but then the crunch of the lettuce is super, super fresh. And the mandarin oranges and the almonds give it just that little bit of sweet, and the onions counteract it just perfectly.
The crunch of the almonds and the salad together, and I will say that the vinaigrette is perfect. Like it's not too much. Even the flavor itself is not too overpowering. It complements everything. This is awesome. Dude, knock this out of the park. This is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Keep this in the recipe book. Put a gold star at the top.
There is a star rating system.
Really? Out of
That's
how many
awesome.
stars?
5.
5 stars.
Classic.
I give it 5 stars. That was delicious. Oh, man, you guys have to taste this. This is fantastic.
Yes,
Dude, that is incredible. Thank you so much, Sarah. There you go. You can have that fork. It's complimentary. That's right. So I got to say this. We have been friends with Sarah for a couple years now. I actually met her at a after party for MegaCon one night. I was dressed as John Constantine. And one of the things about Sarah, and I didn't even know this about her, this strange, beautiful woman walks up to me and goes, "Excuse me, are you a kitchen killer?" I didn't necessarily know how to answer that question. I was like, maybe. She's like, "Are you Billy Floyd?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe." She was like, "This is gonna sound weird, but I know a lot more about you than you know about me." And I said, "You're right. That does sound weird." And then we start talking, and we start talking, and we start talking, and she tells me her last name, and I'm like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, This seems familiar. Like you kind of seem familiar, but I had never met her before. And then I realized that she's Kaluos, and I went, "Wait a minute, you're Kaluos cosplay. I've followed you on Instagram for years." She does incredible work. And here she is standing right in front of me in human form. I'd never seen her in human form, never even met her in person. And here I am standing in front of one of the most creative people that I've ever seen in my whole life.
She's calling you out.
And she's calling me out.
By name.
By name. So I was like, I'm in trouble. I don't know where this is going, but I'll tell you where it went. It went into a beautiful friendship. She's become a very, very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I've been so amazed and inspired by Sarah. This girl never stops. She always has a new project coming out. She's always pushing the boundaries. She's always pushing the envelope. And one thing that she always does is she always involves her community.
Yeah.
And it was perfect then about, just over a year ago, I think going on executive director of Curry Ford West. She stepped in really, really quick after she created one of the coolest things, which was the art house, which was super freaking awesome. And we've crashed her kitchen several different times. You've been in our kitchen several different times. And it's really, really cool. And I think the last last time we actually crashed your kitchen, we went to each individual room and we played a song from each individual room to feature each individual room. We did a really great seafood boil that
remember that
night. The
one.
mad scientist was there.
Yep.
We had such a blast. It was
That
such a
when
good
he was
time.
still just a house elf. We weren't
That-
dating yet.
That's right. You were still a house elf.
Because we were coworkers.
That's awesome. She's so cute about it too. We were coworkers, and Jordan's like, "Gosh, stop! You're embarrassing me, please." But it's always been from the moment we met. It was so cool. I think we spent more time talking to each other than I really did anything at that after party at MegaCon, and it was awesome. She has been my guardian angel 2 times in my life, and I'll never forget it. And I think, and I actually said this to her the last time we had this conversation, and she kind of saved me from the depths of despair with one sentence. I was like, Sarah, I really do think that you are my guardian angel. I really, really do. And I'm going to do my best to hold her close to my life. It really is. It's awesome, man. Thank you so much. You know, it's it's tough, man. It really is. You know, you've welcomed us into your house so many times. You've been here so many times. We have such great memories, and and just like everybody else, what's one of those memories that kind of sits in your mind?
Can I get the surprise?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's right. A surprise.
Surprise.
Who doesn't like surprises? We love surprises. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2022. This is the last Kitchen Killaz show of the year. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring these incredible community members together. I wanted to celebrate them, celebrate food, celebrate their creativity. We were so fortunate to be joined by Magic Foot Mullis and Sharktooth Sam.
Yeah.
And tonight we have so many incredible movers and shakers. We've crashed their kitchen. They've crashed our kitchen. And now bestowing to us is an incredible surprise. Now, I don't know what this is about, but I'm super excited. Oh, a bag in a bag. I do like a good bag in a bag.
Let me
love
grab
that.
that bag for you.
I think is that what's happening?
That one, actually, wait, I have a, no, here, go for it. Fragile, don't.
Fragile.
I might have given you the wrong one. Nope, that's right.
Okay.
This is a last minute Hail Mary. This is because I keep forgetting this every single time. And actually, if you want, Michelle, you can open the Commodores.
La vida.
All right.
Because the factor of this all coming out at the same time
Yeah.
is worth it. So I have mine as well.
Okay.
And we can slowly and carefully take out your fragile items.
Take out your fragile items. Okay. Fragile.
There might be
Oh.
some things that fall off.
Oh.
Like that happen.
Oh, fragile. Okay. Got it. Nothing more in the bag. Fantastic. What is going on here? What is this?
It should look really, pretty familiar pretty soon.
Let's open this up. What is going on here? I don't. Okay, I see this. Oh, wait a minute. I do remember this. No freaking way. Oh, that's awesome.
So my memory that I wanted to share is that
I remember
when I
this.
was a YouTuber for about 2 years,
I remember
I had a
this.
show called Faces of Kaluos, where the faces of Kaluos were not just the faces that I'd paint myself, but it was the faces of the artists that I would see around Orlando. And so the KitchenKillaz came on my show, and if you remember, we ran out of chairs, so I sat on the yoga ball.
And I remember
bounced
I
the
think you
entire
fell off
time
the
and
yoga
fell
ball.
over.
That's right.
Because I was squeak laughing.
That's
I fell over. So it was the squeak laugh, and then he's aware of what that is.
Yeah, he knows what he knows what the squeak laugh is.
And if you also remember, the Commodore had to hot glue his items blindfolded.
That's right.
He just spent the whole episode getting burned, which is why Michelle's cup is
It's nothing on his cup at all.
I mean, there's a little bit of glue right here and a little bit of glue right here.
That's
the
right.
topper, which was clearly painted blindfolded.
Oh man, dude, this is and I think what I was trying to do was the KitchenKillaz logo, the 8-bit fusion design. I think that's what I was going for here, dude. This is awesome. This was Faces of Kaluos. This was the interview, which was so cool. Now you had Faces of Kaluos for quite some time. You had a lot of people on. You interviewed a lot of people, and even some familiar faces, some familiar friends and artists. From around. Robo Ono was on there. Love Robo Ono. I watched that. That was fantastic. And this is so cool.
And
Like,
have
I
thought
remember
about
this.
every time we've gone to have brunch or something, and I'm like, oh, get in these cups, and them.
Yeah.
It's really that we're giving them back to each person who made them.
Now I want to say when we did this, you're like, I got to get rid of this stock. We there was a short period of time that we had to do this, and walk me through. There was like some rules that kind of surrounded this creative window that we had to us, and I'm trying to think about what that was, because it was a truncated piece of time. It wasn't just, hey, take your time and design this cup. Like that's not how it worked. Like Sarah made it challenging.
I think it was only 5 minutes.
Yeah, and she participated as well.
Oh, yeah, because it was us versus.
Yeah.
But we called it a collabitition.
Collabitition,
because
that's
we were
right.
working together on it, but also competing with
Yeah.
one another, which I don't know how that.
Oh, this is now my favorite coffee mug. I love this.
It's not dishwasher safe, hand wash only.
Well, I got one guy that's kind of dangling right there.
We have a glue gun. We can fix it.
I kind of like him though. I kind of like him. He's got character.
Maybe it's a pen cup, but the idea was also that each coffee cup would come with a topper, so that the concept is that you keep your coffee warm.
Keep it warm. Keep it nice and warm.
Or no bugs in it.
Aw, I love that. What a throwback.
He's very triggered by the Nerf darts. He's very concerned they're gonna.
You don't want to get the Nerf darts in there. And if I remember correctly, there was one time we crashed Cher Schulak's kitchen, and she had about 500 Nerf darts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, my God. What a fun time, man. And there's been several times that we've been able to celebrate a Friday night in your kitchen. There's been many times that you've been here, and you are so fantastic at bringing people together. And that's one thing that I recognized in the very, very beginning was people just kind of, very similar to Kaylee, people gravitate towards Sarah.
Yeah.
And that's one thing for people to gravitate towards somebody, but if that somebody doesn't know what to do with the love and doesn't know what to do with the energy, they can quickly disperse. But Sarah's so good at bringing people together
and keeping them.
Making them feel welcome, making them inspire them individually. It's not like she does it for them. She shows them how powerful they are.
Yeah.
Which is one of the coolest things that I love about Sarah. She's always such an open person. She has an open heart and an open door all the time. And Art House is one of those things that actually shows the element of what she does. Like she welcomes artists from Central Florida into her house. They can rent spaces. They can lease different types of spaces. You have rooms for podcasting, rooms for painting, rooms for sewing, everywhere you want to go. And each of them are themed differently, which is so cool because when we first met Sarah, her house was completely different than it was now. From the first time that we met her and we went by to a couple, maybe a year and a half later when we went by, we saw the progression of Art House. We walked in, and this was during the pandemic. She had 1 million Amazon boxes. And
That was Amazon.
That was Amazon. They're here for another box to drop off. She had created this massive, this piece of artwork, this castle of Amazon boxes inside of her house, which was so awesome. She had all this artwork on it. It was painted. It was beautiful. I walked in. I'm like, what is this made of Amazon boxes right now? Like, what is going on? She's like, absolutely.
I was on a Zoom call once during the pandemic when that happened, and it was a certain client that you'll remember, which I can't say because we're streaming. But I turned the camera around because everyone was like showing their cats and babies and things, and I'm like, well, look at my giant castle. And they're like, oh, do you have kids? I was like, no, I'm showing you the castle.
No,
Like,
no, I don't have
Castle in
kids.
my house.
Why would I need kids to do this?
but now there's a swing. So that's
No.
the new
Oh, I remember the swing.
addition.
The swing is awesome, man.
It's a macrame swing, I should clarify.
Nice. I love macro.
Oh, wow.
Just to clarify.
It's macrame. Use the disc.
That's awesome. So what big things do you have planned for 2023? Because I know you're always making it happen, man. Curry Ford West is always growing. We've been involved in 2 Picture Perfect holidays. We've done some of the night markets as well. That's where we met Just Pie, who is here for the anniversary show. We met Pizzadia, who is here for the anniversary show. And then the last one, Picture Perfect holidays, we went to, Bang Bread was there, which was so cool to see that kind of community come together and to see the growth from the first Picture Perfect holidays we played last year, which was still kind of pandemic-y. But you still did such a great job of bringing people together, and an absolute massive evolution. This last one was incredible. It was beautiful. The vendors had such a great time. It was efficient. It was poised. It was glorious. It was super, super creative. Everybody got along. The actors and the presentation, you had the Hawaiian performers that were up just before that. They had like the authentic Hawaiian music with the dances.
Oh,
that was
that's
so
incredible.
freaking cool.
They came back later and did fire at one of the other sets. They did fire
Awesome.
dancing.
I saw them spinning something, and I'm like, those things are going to be on fire later. And I think they had a show that following Tuesday where they were on fire.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah. So I'm excited. So what do you have? What's in the hopper for 2023?
A lot of Curry Ford Midwest stuff, honestly, you know, they've always got all those annual events going on. So there's a little entrepreneur fair. So you know, kiddos who are little entrepreneurs, so under 18, who have bright ideas and big plans, they get to run the booth and go through that little entrepreneur, like J.A. Bizdown kind of experience.
Yeah. That's
but
awesome.
personally, if I can say why I was saying we were bidding 22 a do, is I get to go to Paris with my mom. So this time next week I'll be in France.
In Paris.
Yeah.
You look very French right now.
I'm
You look
trying
very.
to fit the part.
You did a hair flip before. It was very French. And your glasses, very French. And now you're not just going to enjoy Paris without trying to touch base with their culture. You're now working with Duolingo as well,
I am.
to see
Not
if you can.
sponsored by, but if you would like to, you know.
Yeah. Also, yeah. What's up, Duolingo? Let's make that happen. That's awesome. So how is it going learning the French language?
It is tricky, and that's coming from somebody who speaks Chinese.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
What?
Everything sounds like this. You know? It's like I told Jordan I was practicing, and I was eating and doing the Duolingo because I'm obsessed with streaks and streak culture. And I had food in my mouth, and I felt I was still doing the Duolingo, and it was easier to say the French words and have it understand me with food in my mouth.
With food in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So if you're having any trouble, just do the Marlon Brando and stuff.
Just stuffs in your cheeks, and then you'll sound French. Say
right.
something in French. What do you know in French? Like give just anything really. I think French is such a beautiful language. Merovingian from The Matrix made me fall in love with the French language.
Well, je m'appelle Sarah. My name is Sarah.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle, s'il vous plaît, is please.
S'il vous plaît.
A lot of vocabulary.
It's
my
so sensual.
conjugation, it gets so nervous, you know, when you try and is it almost, it's kind of like the conjugation of Spanish. Like voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
So the conjugation, it's just really floating around in there. And I don't know if you've experienced it, if you've tried to learn multiple foreign languages, but when I was in China and I was trying to think of the word for something in Chinese, if I couldn't think of what it was in Chinese, I would go to Spanish or sign language and I would start, and I'm like, that's not helpful right now. But I think my brain has like an English bucket and then just not English bucket. And so it just went into that foreign language and was like, who can help me?
Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this.
What might
Anybody?
transfer- And it's happened because in Poland, I was talking to a friend's grandmother who spoke no English, but she spoke Italian. And because I knew enough Spanish, we could struggle through some "Where do you live?" and "Where's your bathroom?"
Man, that's. Do you think you'll keep up with the French language after this? Do you think do you have a connection to it? Are you enjoying it?
I'd go back to Chinese before I learned the full French language.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me that you spoke Chinese, but I completely forgot until you just told me again that you speak Chinese.
I can wing Chinese out way faster than.
Really? Say something in Chinese.
在北京我学习了
Get right out of here.
所以 like 4 months I studied in China. 在北京我学中文 I speak Chinese. 我会说美国人
That's
I'm
fantastic.
American. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Oh, I can tell you,
incredible.
I could teach you some Chinese slang. This one's really funny. So if you're on a bus or something,
Okay.
and you overhear a conversation, but you have to know it's Chinese. So big caveat here.
Yeah.
You can't be Cantonese or anything like that. But there's a phrase that happens where if somebody's like, "What?" Like they didn't hear you and they can't believe it, and they're like, "What?" And you're like really, really, like that kind of exchange. So they say. Jundama, and then the response is Junda. But if you just eavesdrop on someone, you can come up and go, Jundama? Like, really? And they're like, they've heard the whole thing.
Jundama?
Junda.
Junda. That's awesome. Oh, she's going to get me in trouble. She's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm going to try that one time, and it's not going to end well.
You're gonna get slapped.
Yeah, something's going to happen. And I'm going to be like, Sarah, it's worth it. Totally worth it. Man, that is awesome. Well, I'm super excited for your trip to France.
Yeah,
That
I
is
just need to
awesome.
know- I just need to know where I can get my baguettes, croissants, croissant.
Croissant.
Croissant in the morning.
She's like, she goes for the important things.
Yeah.
Where the baguettes, where the croissants. Everything after that, we'll figure out the rest
you
of
know
the
word
day.
for bakery?
I don't.
La boulangerie.
La boulangerie.
Like menagerie is like for animals. Like
Yeah.
Boulangerie.
Boulangerie.
Boulangerie is bakery.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw, that's very nice. And Merovingian was right. French is a very sexy language. He's like wiping your ass with silk. I love that. Jordan says, no, you don't think French is a sexy language?
No.
Very direct. I love Jordan. There's such a great balance for each other. I remember one time Sarah was here for a Friday night show, and she was trying to get somebody's attention, and I just remember overhearing her go beep 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 beep. And I was like,
Disrespect the chef.
Yeah, but I beeped at the chef.
beep 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 beep
Stop
beep beep beep
beeping
beep.
at him.
That was so
He
funny.
is a professional.
It was
And
one
you
of
were
those moments I
beeping
kind
at
of heard because it was mid-show, and it was just one of those moments I was like, I'm gonna remember this. I don't know what that was or what
But
that
I need
sound
to
was.
know.
I
I'm
gonna
need to
remember it
find
also.
out. I need to find out what that was. And they were
Right.
like, oh, it was Sarah. I'm like, that makes sense. Like I 100% get that. I'm excited. Sarah, thank you so much for being such a big part of this, man. Thank you for allowing us to crash your kitchen. Thank you for being here, and thank you for adding to my coffee mug collection. I love that. I got a dangly one. I'm really excited about him. I'm excited for your trip to France. I'm excited for 2023. I hope we continue get to work together. The door is always open. It's so wonderful to have you here, Jordan. Thank you so much, man.
Ask his memory.
Well, was that cool? I want to.
The 5-year celebration was where it's at.
Really.
That was a good time.
Jordan's a man of
Good
a
vendors.
few words, so I was like, I mean, I love.
Many good sets.
Yeah,
There was a pool.
there was a pool.
There were lights floating in the pool.
There were lights floating in the pool.
Remember that?
I do. I do. I like him. You remember that? I do. That was that was awesome. And I got to say, Jordan, the first time Jordan walked in, he spent just as much time as I did just staring at the bookshelves over there and just looking at all like the things over there. And that's how I know we're cut from the same cloth.
Right.
He was like Legos, Transformers, Nintendo. He was like, oh man, this is fantastic.
Everything.
Where is this coming from? I'm like, oh yeah, dude, yeah. It's always nice when you have somebody that can appreciate those things. Like they're cool to look at, but you could tell Jordan was like, I feel like sometimes if I were to look through the eyes of Jordan, it would look like the Terminator. You know, it just kind of like and it isolates
takes
everything.
it
It
all in.
defines everything. It gives you the measurements of everything, the date, when it was created, where it was created, what it's made of, the materials that are there, what it means, how much it weighs, like
value.
all this. Yeah, the value. You just see, he just sees everything in this incredible way that I would imagine when he was looking at that, he just scans it. He's like, got it. I know all of this right now. But I will say I saw a very personal side of Jordan because there were some things he would look at and you could see him kind of like click into a memory. He was just like, and I was like, oh, there he is.
You saw something.
That's
that got
it
him.
right there. You got him in the heart, baby. Got him in the heart. Jordan, it's so awesome to have you here, dude. And I got to say, Sarah's a big ball of energy. So a huge shout out. Thank you very much. Sarah and I are cut from a very similar cloth as well, and I can be a handful, you know. So a huge shout out to you. Thank you for being such a loving partner to Sarah. Sarah and I have been friends for quite some time, and I'm really, really happy that you found you, dude. I really, really am. You know, and I hope you guys understand how wonderful you are for each other. You know, it's really awesome. It's fantastic to have so much support. And as well, and Sarah doesn't even, you can come by and we can just hang out, Jordan. Totally fine, dude.
Oh yeah, chill.
Yeah, we'll chill, dude. You know what? I'll put lights in the pool. It'll be a good night. It'll be fantastic. Jordan, thank you. Dude, thank you so much for coming, man. A round of applause for Sarah and Jordan making it happen tonight, baby.
Yep.
Make sure you check out Sarah Shulak, Curry Ford West, and my man Jordan. He grows his own almonds. How fantastic is that? Which is just fantastic. I mean, if you want some almonds, Jordan will grow your almonds and Sarah will toss your salad.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I don't mean it like that, guys. Come on, man. It's a family show. So a huge shout out to everybody for joining us tonight. We still got a couple more things to get into, and then we were going to wrap this show with a bottle of Dom Perignon. So if I remember correctly, we have two fantastic gentlemen waiting in the wings. One of them just walked in. I think it was Michael Conway. I can almost feel the energy of a fantastic chili creator, Michael Conway. But before we get there, let's chat about some cheesy bread. This is a man after my own heart. So this is awesome. So I met this gentleman at a restaurant for Kaylee's birthday. I've heard about him through the chatterings of photography and creativity. You know, I've only known him as Anthony, but he has a nickname Wolfman. And I was like, I do know you, sir. Now, he also has a series that I see almost on a daily basis, if not daily, called The Positive Wolf.
Almost every single day.
Almost every
I try
single
to stay
day.
consistent. There's just some days where I just get to work and then I'm like, let me just go straight to work. I cannot think of anything right now that I can say except time to work.
Yeah, gotta go.
Gotta go.
Just got a jet.
Time to make the donuts,
That Jimmy
baby.
Neutron reference.
So let's chat a little bit about this Wolfman personality. Where did this come from? Like I've known you as this nickname. I've heard about inklings of Wolfman throughout the creative, the photography, and the cosplay world. And then I was able to put a face to a name for Kaylee's birthday, I think last year. We had all found ourselves at F&D's Wood Fire Grill.
That's right.
That was fantastic.
That was just this year.
Yeah,
It's
that was.
insane, like how much has happened this year alone.
Wait, that was this year?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
I
That feels like it was.
just met you this year.
That feels like it was so long ago.
It really has.
It
But
did.
in, like in the good way, in a great
Yeah.
way.
Oh, you do it in a great way, in a fantastic way, man. So talk to us a little bit about where did Wolfman come from, and where did Positive Wolf come from?
So it's funny because the Wolfman story is basically like the Joker story at this point. I'm talking Christopher Nolan's Joker.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to know how I got these scars? You want to know how I got this name?
All different stories,
It
all
just
different
keeps
people.
changing, and they're all like, I've convinced myself that these are all true at this point.
He's like, I don't even know what the real one is anymore. They're all true.
But truly, I mean, the farthest back I can think of is back in college, and this is like when Twilight was just blowing up, and it was like vampires versus werewolves, and I'm just like thinking to myself, it's like, well, I love werewolves, so that's a thing, I guess. And then like fast forward, I'm auditioning for Universal Studios, and there's a little portion on the application when you're auditioning that says nickname, and you know, just for giggles, it's like, well, I love the Wolfman, like he's one of my favorite classic monsters, so just for giggles, I always put Wolfman on the application. And then I go to the audition process, and then they're calling the names, and it's Anthony, okay, next. The following year, put it again, Wolfman just for giggles. Anthony, yes, I'm there. Then it was 1 year, finally. I'm in the corner, I write Wolfman, and I'm waiting for my name to be called. And then just out of the blue, I just hear a shout, Wolfman, and got my attention. I looked around, and I let them call it again. They're like, Wolfman? And I kind of like peek around, and they're like, would that happen to say Anthony on it? And they're like, yeah, you're Anthony Wolfman. It's on the nickname list. I'm like, yes, that is I. It is I.
It took you guys 3 years.
Yeah, so from that point forward, every single time I went to an audition and I wrote Wolfman, that's the name that was used.
Nice.
So that's kind of where the name itself.
You've
had
created
come
this
around.
this identity.
So, and that all started with entertainment. And then it's funny because I started kind of doing more research on things that I love and things in my life. And so I was born on November 2nd, and
Scorpio, I
1990 was the
believe.
year. It is a Scorpio, yes. That's what scorpions do.
It's what they do now.
So I used to just find random websites whenever I was bored, and I found one that told you what the moon phase was on the year you were born. And I found out from my mom that I was born 3 days early. I was supposed to be born on the 5th. Remember the 5th November. But I was born on the 2nd. And then it turns out that night was a full moon night. So I was like, ooh, okay, there's an added
Nice.
connection to the Wolfman
That's
name.
perfect.
Yes.
And then it gets even crazier. So I have this little like beanie baby that's a beaver, and it's the last thing I remember my grandmother giving me. It's like before she passed away. It's just something I've held on to since childhood. So if you know anything about moons, every month the moon has a different name, and it turns out the November moon is the full beaver moon. So that's just even more like connections and wires of like, okay, this is it. This is my persona. Like I have adapted Wolfman, and anyone who has met me past the time of using that name in entertainment at Universal has only met me as Wolfman. I only introduce myself for the most part as Wolfman.
That's awesome. I love that how, and Tom spoke about this before when he introduced that young man on the ability that you can just create stories. You can just write. You can just be creative, you know, and there's nothing out there in the world that's going to stop you from being creative, even going as far as to creating an identity and then sharing that identity with people. Like he's saying, ever since from this point on, I introduce myself as Wolfman.
Yep.
That's what I do.
That's who I am now.
It took Halloween Horror Nights a couple of years, but they got on it as well. And I like those other connections, man. Like I really, really like that. Like born on November 2nd, the name of the moon, like the Beanie Baby that your grandmother gave you, and like you said, all of that just kept lining up, and lining up, and
It
it's
started
like
to become like Charlie Day, like that meme, like with the little chart in the background. I was like, all of this makes sense to me.
I love this guy's energy, man. This is fantastic. Nice, dude. So let's chat a little bit about Positive Wolf, and I want to jump into this bread. So you and I, when we first met each other, we were at F&D's Woodfire Italian Grill, which was awesome because that was introduced to me by Zach and Alyssa. So we crashed their kitchen, and I said, let's feature a local eatery. They brought some F&Ds over, which I fell in love with. Kaylee had actually reached out to me a couple days before, and she said, hey, Billy, I know that KitchenKillaz knows a lot of really great places and restaurants. I said, yo, let's go to F&D's Woodfire Grill. It's so good. And there I meet the infamous Wolfman. So we're standing outside, and we're sharing social media with each other. And I shared my Instagram with him, and I had just started doing Instagram Reels. And I don't look at my own social media. I just don't go to the page because it's weird. So like he goes to it, and it's literally just photos of me. Just video. And I was embarrassed. I was a little bit embarrassed. He's like, what's going on here? And I was like, I do little motivational things in the morning, just little quotes and stuff like that, things that move me emotionally or things that I think other people can connect to. And, I just share it out there, and maybe you can inspire or help somebody, just one person have a little bit of a better day.
Yeah.
And I felt a little embarrassed about it until I found out that my man is the Positive Wolf. And he does these incredible motivational videos in the morning, and they're very chill and they're very relaxed. Normally he's walking. So you'll just kind of see him walking. He just goes over a little treat, or he'll tell you a little story, a little piece of advice or knowledge that he's obtained. And I was like, we are cut from the same cloth. I'm like, that's awesome. I can't do the facial hair thing that he's got. I can't do that. But where did Positive Wolf come from? How did that come about?
Talking about facial hair, that's the only thing that connects on me, so I can't grow a full beard.
Me neither, dude. I don't have the DNA to do it. I cover it with long hair.
I can't. But Positive Wolf, yeah, that's it's about to get deep. So just a few years ago, I had a past relationship, and it was kind of like during that relationship, it wasn't necessarily like the most positive time in my life, not necessarily like the relationship itself, but just the way like I just always buried myself into like the dark recesses of my mind, and I always had a hard time just seeing the positive in things. I was always stressing out over little things, and there's always one thing that always stuck out. That person would just always ask me, like, is there one positive thing you could think of today? They'd always ask me that, and then I would just shut down. I just could not think of a single thing for any reason. And then, my niece and nephew were in my life, and I used to always say, it's like, these were the only positive things in my life. Like, that's how, like, in the dark recesses I was. It's like, I have all these great things, all these great people around me, but I just could not see past that block.
Sure.
And then a few years later, I was just trying to think of like what I can do to kind of like improve myself, like thankfully I had my best friend with me, and he always kind of like had a helping hand out and reached out and was always like, let's go out and do something. Let's do what you love to do. And like things I love to do is like dance or like work on some makeup or watch horror films. It's after Christmas, so time for Halloween again.
Only 10 more months.
Yeah, exactly.
We're closing in.
And then it was just like a thing that I kind of like, they were just kind of like personal journals to myself, where I would just I wake up and I think of what's one thing I'm proud of. And I'd wake up and I'd say, like a positive thing today is I woke up. And that's how it started. A positive thing the next day, I have coffee. And then the next day, the positive thing, my car started running. And that's how it kind of started. And then, several videos after that is when I started using that hashtag Positive Wolf. Because, Wolfman, positive videos. And I didn't really think a whole lot about it. It was just kind of like doing it for my own self.
Sure.
Like, I wasn't really paying attention to who's watching. And then almost a year later, somebody came up to me and they told me, you know what? I really like watching all those videos you post. And I'm like, which videos? And they're like, the positive videos. Like, they really help my day. I'm like, really? Okay. That's good. I appreciate that you're watching these and, you find some positivity out of that as well. And that wasn't the only person that told me that. More people started coming up and say, like, hey, you didn't post a video today. Like, are you going to post a video tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I'll post one tomorrow. And then I tried to just, like, the more people came out to me, the more I realized it's like, okay, I'm not just helping myself here. I'm helping like other people like wake up and make their day. So they'll wake up and they'll look forward to like the random thing I have to say. And at this point, I've done it for so long that it's literally like, I'm thankful for this slice of pizza, and I'm not lactose intolerant. Just always find some little thing to be happy about.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of the little things that you mentioned are things that some people, I mean, all of us to a degree, take for granted. We take for granted we wake up. We take for granted our car starts. We take for granted we have coffee. And it's like not everybody has those things. And one day your car may not start. One day you may not have coffee. One day you may not wake up. And it's like those little tiny things that we don't realize it, because a lot of times what we do is we focus on the one thing that went wrong instead of the 9,437 things that went right, that we just take it for granted. We expect it to always be there. I expect my car to start. So I'm like, oh yeah, it started. It's no big deal. But when it doesn't start, you remember that time that it started. It's like when you're sick, you're like, man, I feel terrible. I remember the time I could breathe. Mm-hmm. I remember the time where like you hurt your hand or something. You're like, I remember the time where I could do this and it didn't. So I'm going to learn how to appreciate that. I'm going to learn how to say, I'm healthy. Everything works. I have friends. Yeah. I can stand up. I can run. I can go out into the road right now and I can sprint down the road. And there are millions of people around the world that sprinted for the last time. Yeah. Or they won't be able to do it, or they miss that. And it's like, how do we embrace all those things? And I think one of the things that happens with you specifically is like, you open people up to the very thing that they don't appreciate on a daily basis, and you show them, look at all these things that you do have to appreciate. And saying that one thing, man, I appreciate, this is a positive thought, is I'm not lactose intolerant, I can eat this pizza. And people think, well, that's kind of silly, but guess what? That's a positive thing. Absolutely. And when we take that into consideration and realize the simplicity behind it, I think what happens is we start to open up to all the other positive things that are actually happening on a daily basis. So that one tiny thought that Wolfman shares with somebody now opens them up to all of these other incredible positive things they have in their life that they wouldn't have even paid attention to until Wolfman gave them that pair of glasses. Absolutely. And he did that by sharing a positive thought that he shared. And it all started by he just wanted to share something positive. He turned it into what we call a habit. Yeah. And every day he recognizes some tiny little positive thing, which then snowballs, and other people are like, yo, I missed your video this morning. Bro, I really like watching those. It helps me out, helps me during my day. Mm-hmm. And those little tiny things, which takes just a couple seconds, can change somebody's entire life. Absolutely. Yeah. And anybody can do that. And that's the crazy thing about it. It's like one of the best things about social media is it's given everybody a voice.
And I do need the glasses back because, I haven't had LASIK yet.
Yeah. So what do you, so you've been into photography for a while. You are the Wolfman himself, the positive wolf. What do you got coming up in 2023 that you're looking forward to?
So about a few years ago, that's when I started thinking to myself, as each year goes on, I want to learn something new, something that I've never tried before. One year I decided I want to learn how to walk stilts. Another year I picked up a camera and I was like, I want to start filming videos. And another year it's like, I want to start getting back into drawing, because these are things that like I've forgotten that I'm kind of decent at. I got to throw a little more practice into it. This year is kind of like focus on really not making work entirely an excuse. I am also an actor and a performer, and I've wasted too many years just kind of regretting missing auditions, missing opportunities, because it's like my retail job like is calling for me, so they kind of need me, and then years later I'm just like, I should have gone to the audition, man. So this coming year I'm looking forward to more auditions coming up, and not just in theme parks but also just in general, getting back into community theater, just rediscovering my creative side. And I have all the motivation I need, I have all the support, the friends, like
the network.
Exactly.
Yeah, the encouragement.
Like, videos. I love watching all your videos.
Thank you, dude.
All the mornings too.
Yeah, so. Man, I see it almost every day. It's like, I'm gonna just keep saying Wolfman. Wolfman hearted your video, and I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, so it's like, people love watching my videos. It's like, I'll go to work and then I'll see you post another video. Perfect. I'm gonna watch it before I start my shift.
Awesome, man, dude. And it's very interesting. Like I started doing that in 2017. I went through a really really interesting separation. And it really brought me to my knees, man. It really did. And I remember I was so lonely driving to work. I couldn't listen to my audiobook. I felt so alone, and I didn't want to be lonely. So I just started going live on Facebook. I just would hit the live button. I would just like talk. And then I started to realize that there were other people that were going through something very similar, and it was cathartic and therapeutic for them to listen that you're not alone. We can get through this together. And then if I missed a day, people would message me, hey, man, you okay? Like, hey, man, are you going to put up a video tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I had a new motivation. Then I started to realize, like, even though it started out because I was going through a hard time, then I started realizing the potential impact. And you're like, man, you really can open somebody's eyes to the beauty of the world on a daily basis with a 20-second video.
Yep. It's that ripple effect.
It really is, man. It really is, dude. So again, I feel like we're cut from a very similar cloth, Anthony. It's it's one of those things. Like, I was in theater for a long time, and I really miss the live stage. Like, that's one of the reasons I love performing live. Is I love the live interaction. Yeah. I love that. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm super stoked for you, dude. I think 2023 is going to be, and you freaking walk on stilts? What? Like,
yeah, like, I like to just add random things to my resume. Like, I had a friend who was needing somebody who could make balloon animals, and then I went on YouTube, and I'm like, that doesn't look so hard. And I literally went to a magic store, bought some balloons, and I tried it myself. And I'm like, I just have to get past the squeaky sounds, because otherwise I'm at a party, and then I'm making a balloon for a kid, and I'm just making these faces because I don't want it to pop in my face. So it's just like when people ask me like what I do, it's like, I don't know, Legos, balloon animals, stilts. I love my cat.
Photography, theater, positivity, and retail.
If I don't know it, I will learn it. I am motivated.
No, that's awesome, dude. I'm super excited. Now you're even into Legos. That's even more fantastic, bro. That's awesome.
Just anything that gets the creative juices flowing.
Absolutely. Dude, I'm excited to see what you do in 2023, man. I'm really excited for you, bro. And congratulations on everything. Everything, it seems like anytime this young man puts his mind to something, he makes it happen. He just does it. I want to walk on stilts, done. I want to make balloon animals, taken care of. I want to be a photographer, Wolfman. I'm like, I want to create a brand new identity. Fantastic. Like, he just knocks it out of the park, dude. It's very inspirational, bro. And thank you so much for being here, man. I'm really glad that I got to meet you. And it was really heartwarming when you came to the 5th year anniversary.
Oh, dude, like, as soon as I heard that was happening, and it was like an opportunity to just come out and just see you in your element. Like, that was my first time seeing you performing live too, and I was totally absorbed in everything that was going on.
That was awesome, man. And I know you're kind of new to the KitchenKillaz community. We've seen you a couple times. You know, you're not new to the local community. So even though you may not have many, what is one of those memories that kind of sticks in your mind where you're like, oh man, KitchenKillaz, I remember this?
The one thing that like consistently plays in my head is that I never once in my life thought I'd ever hear the Butter on a Pop-Tart song sung live.
Yeah, baby. That's
You're
what
welcome,
I'm
Kaylee.
Now, I will say this. You also have bread.
I mentioned the Butter on a Pop-Tart song sung live. I had to.
I got so disappointed.
Oh man!
So any opportunity where I hear your name or KitchenKillaz, where it's like, okay, I know, like I keep myself pretty busy, but like when I know I'm open, it's like I'm there.
I'm there.
Let me know what I need to bring. I will be there.
Awesome, dude. And tonight you brought some cheesy bread from Marco's.
That's right.
Dude, this is awesome. So of all the places, why did you decide to go with Marco's cheesy bread?
So Marco's was just another thing that just I get those ads in the mail. And then I like to be adventurous. I'm a foodie. So then it's like, you know, I consistently get these coupons from Marco's, and it's literally right around the corner from my house. So I was like, let me just try it once. It's the worst that can happen. I love pizza anyway. So I got Marco's one day, and I just got the pizza. And then you're like, you know what? That was pretty good. The next week, it's like, let me try the pepperoni magnifico. So I tried the pepperoni magnifico. And then they started sending me like receipts. It's like, ooh, you got free cheesy bread if you're spending like $10 or more. So I was like,
free cheesy bread. Yeah.
So I joined the rewards, and it's like every time I went there, I was like, you know what? I'm never like truly disappointed when I come to this place, and I'm pretty picky about pizza. And like this is a pretty solid, and there's enough of these all over town.
Nice.
From Kissimmee to Orlando. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna order some Marco's.
Let's make it happen,
some
man.
Cheesy bread. And I did bring 3 boxes.
Nice.
And each of those boxes is a different level of garlic.
That's awesome, dude.
When you're ordering your pizza or your cheesy bread, they give you the option. Do you want triple garlic, double garlic, or just as is?
Regular garlic.
3 boxes. I'm gonna go triple, double, and regular. So I'll let you choose what you want to try.
I'm gonna go double. We'll go right in the middle.
All right.
How do you feel about that? We don't.
like
we
that.
won't do 1. We won't do 3. We might do that a little bit later. But I will say, and this is in a good memory of the great Commodore, man, because Jay loves garlic. The great Commodore enjoys garlic. We have ranch and we have a marinara dipping sauce. Bro, I'm always a sucker for control, so I always want to try the bread by itself and see what that's like, and then there's a piece for you, love, and then I kind of delve into the sauces as well. So this is the double garlic.
That is a double.
This is the double garlic. So make sure you follow my man. Are you on Facebook as Wolfman, or are you on Facebook as
It's Anthony Wolfman.
Anthony
When I
Wolfman?
accept any award, it's pronounced Wolfman, not Wolfman. Wolfman.
Bro, tender, soft. It's not like thin. It's not overpowered. The garlic is definitely there.
It's definitely there, but
I like
it's
that.
perfect.
Bro, Marco's knocked it out of the park, dude. And I will say this isn't even immediately fresh, and it's still delicious. Mm-hmm. Like, I would eat this whole thing.
I was thinking the same thing. It is so good cold.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine what it would taste like.
Yeah, I would
fresh.
just eat this whole thing if it was hot. The entire thing would be gone.
All of it.
So if we wanted to follow Positive Wolf, what's the best way for everybody at home to do that?
Well, it is Wolfman3, but I have to kind of spell it because I'm all funky with, it's W0LF_MAN and the number 3 at the end.
Nice. So a little
Okay.
elite speak for you guys. W0LF_MAN with a number 3 at the end.
That's right.
Nice, dude.
All those, create your passwords. It's like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have a special character.
You have to have a special character. You have to have one capital letter. You have to have one number. You have to have one lowercase letter.
You used this 12 passwords ago.
Anthony, thank you so much, dude. It's such a pleasure to meet you, man. I'm so happy to have you here. Kaylee mentioned me that she's like, "Is it cool if I bring Anthony?" I'm like, "Absolutely. He's one of my favorite people in the history of peopledom." Like, I think I actually said humandom.
You said humandom.
Yeah.
I saved that text.
I'm gonna read the quote of that because when he asked me, he's like, "Is it cool if I can go?" Because I was like, "Hey, it's this." He goes, "Anthony is one of my favorite people in the humandom of people."
Yes,
And
that is true.
What does that mean I can go?
Pretty sure. He goes, yeah, he did. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a yes.
Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah, dude. Anthony, thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Wolfman, baby. Oh, man. Running long, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we have made it through almost everybody except for the wonderful and the incredible Michael Conway. I want to say.
I'm wondering if he came in late just to avoid being called out on camera.
Well, he knows that's not going to work. He knows that not being called out on camera is not a thing that's going to happen. That's
I'm not
not
getting out of this, am I, Mr. Billy?
Especially with Mr. Conway in the house, baby, looking good. Now, I got to say, I'm like super inspired by you, bro. We've known each other for a couple of years, and you've been literally working your ass off for the past couple of years. Super, super dedicated to your craft. You and I have both many times tried to help other people that have had questions about specific things and goals, and they never listen to us anyway.
No.
But one of the cool things about you is not only are you extremely knowledgeable about so many different things, but you're one of the most driven people that I've ever met. Like, you see this place and you are getting there, and nothing in the world is going to stop you from doing it. And then you're going to also build something at the same exact time.
It's funny you mention that because to get here, however, I am a half hour late of what I said I was, is because I was on the side of I-4 in the middle of the dark doing an oil change on a truck that had no oil pressure. Yet here I am. Case in point.
Case in point. Exactly. Now, I will say this is very rare that I do this, and I always try to keep my professional life and my personal life separated. I just think for me, it's very safe. So a lot of people at the place that I work, they have no idea that I'm a musician. They don't know that there are projects. They don't know I'm a performer. I need to be a fixed point at the place that I work, and it's very, very rare that I bring friendships outside of that. Usually, I keep them within that wall, and that's kind of where it stays. But you are most certainly the difference, sir. So it was very interesting. Well, the very first time we met, you actually helped me and my friend Adam Patricki finish some HVAC stuff that Anton was originally working on. You were like, "Yep, I got that." And I was like, "Okay, let's see if he's really got that." And the next day, he's like, "Yo, here's 3 examples, done." I was like, "Oh." Okay.
He's got that.
I was that guy.
And he was that guy. And not only have you had a 10-year project with your Land Rover, which has been absolutely incredible, but
it's growing.
You've also delved into the competition chili realm, which has been a lot of fun. You were here for the 5th year anniversary, sold out of 2 and completely different pots of chili.
I did.
You know,
I was very happy with that.
And actually burned through absolutely everything. Poor Shelly. She missed the first round. She came back for the second round and it was gone already.
If she is paying attention, I will make you a specific bowl just for you. Just so you have some.
Just for you.
Just for you.
So you've been in a lot of our kitchen crashings. We've crashed your kitchen a couple times as well. So what is one of those KitchenKillaz memories that you have of this community? Like, what's one of those things that kind of sits at the top of your mind as you think whether good or bad or amazing or ugly or beautiful that just kind of resonates with you?
It's hard to fixate on one particular point because every time I've either gone with you to your different shows, to different houses, or you've done them here or done them mine, it's always such a great atmosphere. So you kind of get lost in the moment because you're enjoying the moment. It's hard to remember all the other times because they were all great. So there's no bad time to be able to differentiate between a good time and a bad time because there haven't been any bad times.
Gotcha.
So it's just kind of all been great, awesome events and times that I've hung out with you and the KitchenKillaz. So it's really kind of hard to differentiate any of them because they were all just really good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep repeating myself, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that sticks out in my mind is when we had your truck in the backyard and we did that full feature.
That was really cool.
That was so cool, man. We had talked about doing it for quite some time, and then we popped open the gates, we moved the trailer, we pulled the Land Rover in the back of the yard, and we fired up the camera, dude. That was so much fun. You did everything right from the back of the truck. Which then led into you being part of the 5th year anniversary, which then led into your first chili competition that you were just a part of.
But that's okay. I'm now at a 2 losing streak. But that's okay. I think both of them were biased anyways.
That's awesome. I love this guy. It's fantastic, man. And it's a so what are you looking forward to in 2023? What are those projects that you're working on? You've been into 3D printing, you've been into resin printing, you've been into Land Rovers, you've been into cosplay, you've been into cooking, you've been into chili competitions. Like what is coming up for Michael Conway?
Well, you named like 3 of the things that just started this year, so it's hard to tell what's going to come next as far as what I might be interested in because something is always new. Something's always being invented. Always something interesting. Some definite projects that are being done just specifically on me is like my truck. It's always a kind of a work in progress. However, I am now ripping the entire motor and everything out of it and dropping in a diesel, getting rid of the gasoline completely. So that's on its way.
And you ordered your diesel from overseas.
It'll be here from the UK sometime February 1st.
Now, you've been talking about this diesel upgrade for quite some time. I'm glad you pulled the trigger on it, dude.
Yeah, I've always wanted these. I've loved them. They're easy to work on. They're very tough. They're rugged. And everything I do is pretty rugged.
Yeah.
It needs to be tough. I've beaten on the poor engine I have on it now, and it's running on its last legs. It's time to go. It's either rebuild it what I've got or put in what I want.
Gotcha.
And there was a company overseas that happened to have a sale or whatever and just had the right dollar amount. I was like, can you guys do it? They're like, yes, we can. I said, sold. And
time to rock and roll.
Made it rock and roll, so.
Nice, dude. Well, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited to see when you pull it up in front of the house and you're like, yo, check this bad boy out.
Dude, I'm going to yank you out of your bed at first thing in the morning. Like, you got to come see this, man. This is awesome. It works.
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. There's not many reasons I would get up early. One is for food and the other's for brand new diesel engines in a Land Rover.
I love it.
That's pretty much the only other reason I would get out of bed early, especially on a Saturday morning. But that's you always got something going on, man. You and I are always pushing the envelope. We're always trying something new. And I know I always have a ride or die dude right next to me that's like, oh, what? You need to do this? Done. Do we know how to do it? No. Are we going to figure it out? Yes. Are we going to break some shit? Also yes. Also yes. So it's been it's such an honor, dude. You become one of my best friends. It's so cool to see you at these. You always bring so much love. You bring so much support in everything that you do. My man Mike will help a stranger on the side of the road rebuild his engine so he can get to work on time. Yep. You know, and if he's going to do that for a stranger, you can only imagine what he'll do for the people that he loves. You know, he's raised a couple beautiful children. McKenna Carly Conway is absolutely a fireball, man. Absolutely a fireball.
She is tons of fun.
Yeah, Carissa and Novi, extremely well behaved, absolutely beautiful, super, super creative, very, very driven, and none of them put up with anybody's bullshit. and I really like that.
You've seen both of them in action.
Yeah.
They're
And
very funny until you step on their toes.
Well, I hope you're ready to eat some food, dude, because we got some fantastic stuff. We got a lot of fudge, so make sure you eat that. We got some delicious salads. We have some wines and some cheese pairings. We have some cheesy bread. We have some cornbread cake.
I will turn into the Grinch.
I'm going to eat it all, baby. I'm going to eat it all. So it's awesome that you made it here. And again, case in point, nothing stops Michael Conway from getting where he needs to go, even if he has to do an oil change on the side of I-4 to make sure he gets there. So if you guys want Michael Conway to change your oil, he'll do it. Go to changemyoil.com/Michael Conway, and he might do it for free on a Saturday night. You wake up Sunday morning with a sore throat and a broken heart.
Extension 668.
I love it, man. Fantastic, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Michael Conway,
Thank
baby,
you,
making
thank
it
you.
happen tonight. Awesome. Man, Luke and Leia, they're just rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah.
They're just up here all the time. They're up here all the time. So unless some other sneaky souls have made it through the front door, I think we have covered all our delicious foods and
think we
drinks of the
have.
evening. All of
Yep.
our thank yous. We had some incredible people jumping in. A huge shout out to everybody for spending some time with me tonight. For Michelle Hess to be here all the way from Utah, baby. She moved here at the end of April. She's become an incredible part of the project. She manages all of the merchandise. She manages pretty much everything moving forward. A lot of the operations behind the system. There's a lot of moving parts. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without Michelle. To all of our Patreon members, thank you guys so much. To everybody here at the house, thank you guys very, very much. 2022 was such a fantastic year. I'm really, really looking forward to 2023. And I figure to end the show, we might as well do it with Kaylee Harrison's favorite song. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. The fact that Wolfman brought it up a little earlier, we did not plan that.
No.
We did not plan that at all. However, to honor the great Wolfman and to bid adieu to 2022, we figure we might as well rock a little love song. So it is the only song that we're going to play tonight. I wanted tonight to be a pure focus on the community, on the people that make this community possible, on everybody that has welcomed us into their kitchen, that has been here in ours, our friends and family that weren't able to make it tonight. I hope everybody had a safe holiday. I hope you are looking forward to a fantastic new year. And if you're looking for that little slice of positivity, make sure you follow my man Wolfman. He's going to make it happen for you, baby. One of the greatest electricians on the face of the planet, Jeff Lerner's in the house. I say that because if he did not get all the information right about the cornbread cake, he is going to get it when he gets home. So I want to make sure he gets a lot of love while he's here. So to Glendale and Terry, awesome, always awesome to see them. Glenn is such a fantastic person. Terry, a ride or die pirate, baby. He is there all the time. It's so good to see those two gentlemen. I'm excited for the wine and cheese pairings. We have Zach and Alyssa, always absolutely fantastic. They make it happen too. I love both of them. They're such great dynamic. Sarah and Jordan as well. Such a great dynamic between everybody. Everybody that's been here tonight has been so creative, so inspirational, so supportive. And they are most certainly those souls that you can count on no matter what. If you needed anything, I guarantee you any single one of them would reach out and help you. And if they couldn't solve the problem themselves, they would introduce you to the person that can. So with that said, and because I love Kaylee Harrison, she messaged me today and she said, Billy, listen, for the last song of the year, I really just have one request. And you know what it is. It's my favorite song. And I'm really, really hoping that you can play it for us. And I said, well, you know, I'll do my best to see if we can make that happen. I'm not 100% sure, but what I do have is I have a fantastic wireless microphone right back there on the counter. And I was wondering if those of you that are still in the house, if you will join us in the kitchen, and we are going to make sure that Kaylee hears this song. So I'm really excited about it. Oh, yeah. We're going to make this happen, baby. This is going to be a lot of fun. A huge shout out to everybody who shared some time with me tonight. I know there's some more movers and shakers in the house. If you guys all want to bring yourself into the kitchen in front of that beautiful microphone. There is a call and answer response to this, and we are going to bid adieu, as Sarah Schulek says, to 2022 with one of the greatest songs on the face of the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, this was written by Peter Griffin and Glenn Quagmire. They decided to write songs about things that they loved and taken on the country and share it with their friends and family. So here's a little bit of song about Pop-Tarts and butter. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. Listen, I've tried it before. It's fantastic. I was sitting in the kitchen one day and I was itching to fill up my belly with a pipe and hot jelly of the best darn treat in the world. And I saw a stick of butter and it almost made me shudder and scream like a baby girl. I don't want a giant penis or a rocket Venus, I don't want to win the lottery. I just want to squat and gobble till I'm dizzy and a wobble in a butterfruit and dough tart dream. So I put butter on a Pop-Tart, it's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. This is a little crowd participation. I'm going to say, have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? But I'm not going to say the Pop-Tart, baby. We're going to leave that up to Kaylee. And everybody's going to support her because we love her. And because this is her favorite song. So we're going to do it 2 times. I just renewed my homeowner's insurance. We're going to blow the house off this bitch. So let's make it happen, baby. Have you ever put butter on a? It's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a? If you haven't, then I think you should. Oh no! Pop-Tarts with butter. Yeah, 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 yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Billy Floyd. That is and tonight, all of us are your kitchen killers. You guys have a good day. Have a safe holiday. Have a happy, happy New Year. From all of us to you, thank you so much for making this project possible. I look forward to seeing in your kitchen. And if you are ever available to join us in ours, you are more than welcome to join us. We have filled the house with love and incredible motivation. Everybody here has made this project possible. I love each and every one of you. Let's eat some pizza, drink some wine, eat some cheese, have 3 pounds of fudge, and make terrible, terrible decisions. I'm going to play this music video. This was shot at Castledore Studios by Kayla O'Brien and Kayla O'Brien Media. Zach and Dr. Alyssa welcomed us in their beautiful, beautiful place. Castledore Studios, make sure you check them out. Watch the show. Follow everybody in the feed. Let's crack open that 1998 bottle of Dom Perignon and say adieu to 2022. Here's Drift Slide Collide. You guys have a fantastic night. Hey!
As shadows run in circles, silhouetting as they pass me by. On the wall there's prancing ponies, only drifting through this 2D life. Won't you take my hand and trust me? Won't you leave from pain and touch my flow? There's some space that right beside me. I could be just what you're looking for as we drift, slide, collide, explode to something undiscovered, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide to something special. I might join you in your painting if you join me in my 3D world. I'll run up in horizontal if you would be my 3D girl as we drift, slide, collide, explode to something unpredictable, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide, grow mountains with rivers running rapid like waterfalls. I'm coming home to you. Slide, collide, explode to something unpredictable, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide to something special. Collide to something special. Slide, collide to something special. explode to something undiscovered, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide, grow mountains with rivers running rapid like waterfalls. I'm coming home to you. Slide, collide, explode to something unpredictable, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide, grow mountains with rivers running rapid like waterfalls. I'm coming home to you. Slide, collide, explode to something unpredictable, something that could lead my world to love. Slide, collide to something special. Collide to something special. Whoa, whoa, no. Whoa, as we drift, slide, collide to something special. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Happy New Year, and we will see you in 2023. Take care.